Sourkidsproductions.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome into another episode of the Thefinaldrive podcast here at Sourkidsproductions Studios. It is Alec, it is Javante, it is DeAndre, it is Kenneth over there on the computer. It's been a minute, boys. Busy holiday season, off to the new year nonetheless. So first of all, good to be with you guys again.
Yeah,
I missed this.
Miss it too, man.
We've been busy,
Good
but
to be back talking football. I mean, we talked about all kinds of shit before the show starts.
as always,
it's our tradition now. But yeah, man, I'm excited to talk about NFL playoffs. I know for me, like, you would think for someone who just saw his team eliminated this past weekend that he would be upset being here. But, you know, I'm over here repping my Dolphins shirt, which, you know, credit to my brother Javante, gave it to me as a Christmas present. But hey, I'm hyped for the Dolphins moving forward. We just went toe to toe with one of the best people I've regarded since the beginning of the season as the Super Bowl front runner, and we went toe to toe with them with our third string quarterback.
yeah,
Like,
it's very true.
Yeah.
Miami put up a heck of a fight, man.
heck of a fight.
40 point.
I was still pissed. Don't get me wrong. I was still pissed. I remember Javante answered his phone. He knows what that conversation was like right after the game. I was yelling. I was screaming. I was like, what the fuck are we doing? Why does it take so long to get the fuck out of our huddle with only like 6 seconds on the play clock? God
Yeah.
damn. Why don't we just run the ball? QB sneaking. It's not complicated play call on 4th and 1. But yeah.
Well, if you're a quarterback from Kansas State, I'm sure it gets pretty complicated in the NFL.
Yeah.
Because it's no longer that vertical gun read option.
Oh, fact.
RPO.
Yeah.
Shenanigans they do up there at K-State. Javante, my brother, maybe next year we'll get in. Who knows?
Yeah, a lot of positives see at the end of the season with the Raiders. Some rough points, but hey, Derek Carr's out. Future's bright.
Maybe we'll get Derek Carr.
I like the presser that Josh McDaniels put together at the end of the year, so we'll see what happens next season.
Yeah, you get Brady maybe if he decides to come back.
I don't know if I want Brady as much anymore.
After
Not after him, I think he played okay. I think he still played the game. I just think our line isn't equipped for a Brady.
An old pocket passer.
Yeah, but
No.
if he comes, I would like to have Brady for a year.
You want Lamar?
No,
No, you're good.
hell no.
We'll get into the Lamar situation here in a little bit, but nonetheless, it was a very competitive wildcard weekend in the NFL for sure. Seattle and San Fran, that game was pretty close up until the fourth quarter, and the Niners kind of ran away with it.
Mm-hmm.
Chargers, Jags, historically speaking, the Jags pulled off one of the greatest comebacks in playoff history. Trevor Lawrence, his first playoff game, looked awful the first half and completely turning it around. And Brandon Staley had a meltdown, but it looks like the Chargers will keep him nonetheless. They're firing all the staff, but
yeah, offensive staff.
Herbert was absolutely invisible, and I think deserves just as much flack as Staley does.
As my boy Emmanuel Acho says, or is it Sam Acho? He's a social media quarterback. Social media QB.
You're buying into it now?
Nah, I mean,
No. Oh.
I'm not. I mean, he did outplay Tua whenever we played him, so I ain't gonna say too much about him.
And I mean, we clown the Jags, for their offseason moves. Evan Ingram, Christian Kirk, who had the big contract, and Zay Jones, who had a pretty nice contract considering the kind of player he was before that. But all three of them had over 60 yards in that game and a touchdown catch. And
well, also think about the draft too, with especially on the defensive side of the ball, Devin Lloyd, Trayvon Walker. They signed Rayshon Jenkins, who's made 2 impact plays that won a game this past 4 weeks. So, I mean, and that also it goes to credit to Doug Peterson. I mean, that he kind of turned that team around. A lot of these players, besides some of these new offseason additions, but a lot of these players were inherited from last year's roster with Urban Meyer. And
that's just how bad of a coach Urban Meyer is.
Yeah.
Really, because we seen what Trevor Lawrence can do in year 2 with what I think we all agree is a very good NFL coach, Doug Peterson, particularly with the quarterbacks.
Never been fired in Philly.
Yeah, for sure. And what Urban did last year with that team is absolutely a joke. And now you see the Jags. They won the division. I mean, I'm not going to count them out against the Chiefs because, I mean, quite honestly, who knows?
Yeah.
But, the Jags did it. And And then Sunday, Miami, down their top 2 quarterbacks in Tua and Teddy. Played Skylar Thompson, the rookie. Despite being a 14-point underdog according to Vegas.
And down 17-0.
Yeah, they went out and made it it was a 3-point game at the end, and you can make the argument maybe with some better play calling by rookie head coach Mike McDaniel, who it was his first playoff game, his experience. Miami could have easily pulled off the upset because Buffalo did not look good to me in that game.
Yeah.
They didn't.
Facts.
So the rookie head coaches in this playoffs have really come out to show. The Giants.
Yeah.
Brian DeBall. I mean, we talk about the Jags at least made some big moves, right, in the offseason, bringing in Kirk and Ingram. Brian DeBall took the same roster from a year ago with Joe Judge and turned that team around real quick. It makes you wonder, does Daniel Jones get a second contract? Because if I'm a Giants fan, I wouldn't hate that.
He does.
I think he's earned it. He's earned it, I think. He
does, but I don't give him I wouldn't give him a long, a 5-year, 6-year deal. A 3-year, that seems more manageable to me.
Yeah.
That's what I would give him. I don't know if you agree. What do you think?
I like the growth he's had. I think you give him some weapons. I think he could be a good quarterback. I thought he looked good. I know the Vikings defense ain't good, but threw the ball well, can run it. I mean, I think he'd be a stud. I think I 3-year deal sounds good, but I think you put some more talent around him on the receiving core. I think they can really do something.
Yeah.
Yeah, his top receivers were Darius Slayton and Hodges, who
Trey Kadarius Tony midseason. So
I mean, if you get some actual talent, you might have something in Daniel Jones. You really do.
You throw Kenny Galladay in jail for robbing them of all that money as well.
He had that block, the swing right to Saquon. He had a mean block, but Giants.
But they're also another team. Again, we go back to the draft. They had an effective draft, had 2 first-round picks. They used it for Kayvon Thibodeau and Evan Neal.
He's a stud.
They've both been studs.
And we talk about, the David Gettleman era, Dexter Lawrence, Andrew Thomas, Daniel Jones, guys who maybe we thought.
Saquon Barkley also had a great game.
Yeah, we kind of look at, those guys maybe leaning towards the bust side of things because it never panned out before this year. But with Brian DeBall, it's changed. Dexter Lawrence has become one of the better D tackles in the league. Andrew Thomas has emerged as a franchise left tackle for the Giants. Saquon had I think, comeback player of the year worthy season.
I thought MVP.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, for sure.
And Daniel Jones, a guy who we saw as an injury or a turnover prone, klutz of a quarterback who we think, why the hell would you take this kid from Duke? The ball took him and he's turned him into a guy where I think, you bring him back next year for sure, at least.
Yeah.
He's earned that from the Giants, considering what he's been put with.
The culture's there. He built the culture, man. Dave Ball brought culture. He brought what he had his own mindset. And also, he's done the best with Daniel Jones. He hasn't tried to force him to be anything he's not. He's basically played in what makes him great or what he got him there. So they've been successful. Man, I wasn't surprised they won that game. I picked them actually to win the game, so I wasn't surprised they won it all.
Yeah.
But you know what? Also, it goes back to especially when a coach inherits a new team, how do you get that team to be on your side from day one and to have that trust in you as a coach? And we look back at that first week of the season when they played Tennessee and they have the opportunity to just kick the extra point to tie the game, or they go for 2 for the win. And Brian Daboll made it clear that day one, I'm going for 2. And it kind of just set this belief in this team that, hey, we can win these games. We have this attitude, this mentality moving forward to be aggressive.
Right.
And it's worked throughout this whole season. So it just, I look back at it and just dating back to that first week, against Tennessee.
For sure. And I think really my coach of the year pick is either DeBall or Doug Peterson, for sure. One of those 2 guys. I wouldn't be mad at either one, but I think, you look at.
You got to put Sirianni in there too.
Yeah, for sure, for what he's done this year. But I think you look at.
What about Shanahan? 3rd string quarterback as well.
Yeah.
There's a lot of guys.
There's good options this year.
Yeah.
But I think you look at, DeBall and Peterson in particular, even Kevin O'Connell.
Yeah.
13 wins. There's so many. I mean, but you look at this Giants roster, they were picking in the top 5 a year ago. And, they're a game away from the NFC title game. Who would have thought? And, the Jags, people thought sneakily if the Jags did enough, they could have won the division last year. Or coming in this year, you thought they could make some noise for the division. Nobody, I think, picked the Giants to be where they're at right now.
Facts. I'll give credit to where credit's due. Javonte did pick the Jets at the beginning of the year.
You did?
AFC South. I'll
Picked
give
him
him
last
that.
year too, Urban Meyer.
Yeah.
Because I was about to say, I think
He was going,
I like Trevor Lawrence though.
he was going to pick him every year. Eventually, one of those years,
No,
they had a win.
I like the talent they had around there. I just think when they brought Doug Peterson, I said Doug Peterson makes sense. I mean,
that makes him
great
a
coach.
winner.
You can tell Trevor Lawrence has a great relationship with them. They have a great relationship, great connection. They have talent. They're gonna be better next year with Calvin Ridley. Like they got some talent over there.
Javonte picking the Jets to win the AFC South is like Gerard Butler doing his movies. He has a shit. He has a whole shit ton of
You know,
bad
everybody
ones.
come at me. You can. Everybody come at me,
That-
but it's all good. You know what? You know why? Because last year we played playoff picks. I picked the Niners. You picked the Packers, and who was right? You picked the Buccaneers. I picked the Cowboys. Who was right?
Oh, okay, all right.
Well, try about your picks. Tennessee.
damn.
You rode with Ryan Tannehill last year. I
Damn.
said Cincinnati would beat them.
Damn, we going
man,
there.
Yeah,
We
you
going
messed up
there.
all your playoff picks.
Oh, okay.
You like Charles
Well,
Barkley.
hey.
Guaranteed.
I'm gonna say this. At least when I picked my team to make the playoffs, they actually did make the playoffs.
My team made the playoffs last year.
No. We're not talking about last year. We're talking about this year.
Bro,
What did you predict?
you know-
What did you predicted? And I quote: the Raiders are going to be the best team in the
DeAndre,
AFC West.
Let's be honest. The way the
Y'all were
Raiders
dead
started
last.
with a new coach, the way we started, if we would have
Or
had
no,
y'all,
third.
y'all start, we would have made the playoffs too. Y'all literally lost 6 straight. Y'all ain't nothing from you. Y'all got it because y'all needed help. The Bills helped you out. You got help. You're welcome.
Okay.
You had to get help. You didn't get on your own. You had to get some help.
We also missed our quarterback for like 4 or 5
shut
games.
And we had a brand new coach. Y'all started off hot. Y'all started off hot as hell.
Did we not have a brand new coach as well?
No, it's different. You start off 4-0, then you fall apart. We
Okay,
start off slow.
you
We
right.
start getting better towards the end.
You're right. That's the point. Hey, have a great start, build a comfortable
Hey,
lead.
you made the playoffs the first time since 2016. Congratulations. You won't be there for another 5-6 years.
Okay.
It's kind of funny how your last 2 playoff appearances, both your starters got hurt.
Yes, bro. Oh my God, that shit.
Because I think it was Tannehill got hurt,
in
right?
2015.
Yeah.
Tornace, or at the time sprained ACL versus the
puffing his
Arizona
chest out like they
Cardinals.
actually did something to get there. You needed help. And then the Jets, you almost threw it away to Joe Flacco.
Okay, yeah.
So my point is, don't make it sound like you just big ball, like, oh, and we walked in the playoffs strong. No.
I never said we did. All I'm saying is at least my team
You had
made
to
the
bring that
playoffs.
topic up. You
At least
bring
my
that
team.
up.
At least my team made the playoffs.
Where was your team last year?
Did the
Last
Raiders
year?
make the play? We're not talking about last year. We're talking about this year.
No, we didn't
Did
make the
my team make the
playoffs. No, we
playoffs?
didn't make the playoffs.
Did your team make the
We didn't make
playoffs?
the playoffs this year.
No.
We made the playoffs. But still,
I predicted my team to win the AFC East. We finished second.
you didn't win it.
Okay, but we
And
hold
you won.
on. Wait. We finished second. You predicted your team to win the AFC West. Y'all finished third.
Okay, you also had a quarterback in Zach Wilson who couldn't do shit for the Jets. The Jets have a better team than the Dolphins. They just had no quarterback play.
Bitch, please. The Jets don't have
Alec, who's a better
team
roster?
than
Who
us.
else you gotta have? The Jets or the Dolphins coming in next season?
Those 2 receivers might just do it for me in Miami. To have Tyreek and Jalen
Jalen Waddle's
Waddle.
overrated. Let's be real. I'll go all off today. Devontae Smith's better. Let's go on with the show now. We ain't gonna go there. We'll go to the next part of the show. Why don't you put up similar numbers to Jalen Waddle? Stop trying to play like Jalen Waddle. Just put these amazing numbers. And Jamar Chase is the best in that class. Then Devontae Smith. Then Jalen Waddle.
Wow.
And if you had such a great receiver, why didn't they win you this game?
What are you
The
talking about?
defense came to play. Why if you had such great receivers, why didn't you win this game? Brock Purdy's winning with Debo Samuel and Brandon Ayuk and George Kittle.
Brock, hold on. Brock Purdy also got a fucking good ass offensive line, a great ass run game.
No. You
we
told
don't have
me
that.
Terran Armstead's all we need. Terran Armstead. He's coming.
When did I say
You got that Cowboys Cowboys guard.
when
We
did
got the
I say-
Cowboys guard.
Yeah,
We
you're
got
right. You're right. Terran Armstead, Colin Williams were the only, and Robert Hunt were the only 2 standouts on the offense, or 3 standouts.
So why
on the offensive line.
don't
But
get
that
Tyreek Hill
blindside-
then? Why don't get Tyreek Hill?
Huh?
Why don't get Tyreek Hill then? If you needed more line help, why'd you get a star receiver and pay him all that money?
I mean, we did need a receiver, did we not?
No.
I mean,
that's what the Niners are doing?
we literally had years where our receiving core was Lynn Bowden,
What I'm saying,
Devontae Parker, who wasn't
what
on
I'm
the field
saying
because
is
he
you're
was
telling me-
hurt.
You're telling me Jalen Waddle could be a 1, right?
He can be if he
So
wants.
why did y'all do like the Cowboys did with CeeDee Lamb and let Jalen Waddle be the one?
Okay,
that goes
hold on,
off that?
wait. So you're getting on Jalen Waddle, but you just said Devontae Smith is better. So if Devontae Smith, why couldn't he be a number 1 instead of the Eagles going to get AJ
They got a
Brown?
great deal for AJ Brown.
Oh, come on now. Come on now.
How much they pay? Who's getting paid more, AJ Brown or Tyreek Hill?
Tyreek.
Hill.
But why is that? Because Tyreek Hill is a better receiver.
No, AJ Brown.
Yeah.
AJ Brown also
Yeah.
better. I think AJ Brown's a better, more physical receiver. He fits the offense. Devontae Smith could be a 1 also, though. I'm not saying.
No.
I'm saying though, with all the help that their line is already solidified. They already had everything else solidified. For somebody with so many flaws, I don't go you out there and go get a number 1 receiver for that much money. Let's be honest. Lane Johnson's a Pro Bowl. They got Pro Bowls all on the line. They got Pro Bowls, they got draft picks, they got all that shit set. So
Javonte smoking that Dolphins pack
thing.
today.
Know, right?
You are coming in here talking about the Dolphins. And all this stuff. I sat here calm. You said I was quiet the first couple minutes. Everybody, he started off with that last comment.
Because they're okay. I'll say this because the Dolphins, especially heading into the offseason, offensive line has to be improved in free agency. I don't trust Chris Greer. He does amazing when it comes to drafting everyone else, but when it comes to offensive line, he does a shitty ass job scouting offensive linemen for us. Austin Jackson didn't pan out. Liam Eichenberg ain't panning out. So yeah, of course.
Okay.
I mean, and Tua took two pretty big.
Tua took a lot of bad hits. I mean, now a lot of them.
He's also not durable. We can't just say it's because of hits. He also
a lot of them could have been avoidable.
Yeah,
a lot of them could have been, especially that one against Cincinnati.
He also not played a lot of games. He's also not played a whole season his whole career, even in college. So, but let me say this though, before we go off, I was rooting for the Dolphins. Shout out to the Dolphins. They had a great year. I'll give them the honor that they had a great year. Season ended badly, but they got back. They got to the playoffs. It started off great. Then went to a rocky start or kind of rocky down path. But overall, I think the future's bright there. The defense really showed out. Now they have paid some players. They have no cap space, but I like where they're going forward. I think the Jets are still scary in the division because they need a quarterback. They can get Tom Brady or something like that. They'll be scary, but Dolphins will be around. They'll be around the case. They'll be in the running.
That's a fact.
I think
Lamar Jackson in New York.
I think Jets their most realistic target. I think they're probably going to get Jimmy Garoppolo.
Lamar Jackson can.
It might be Derek Carr too.
What you say Lamar Jackson can be an option?
It might be Derek Carr.
Be an option,
Lamar Jackson could be an option.
I don't know, bro. I think Lamar.
Well, I don't want to get in there. I'm saying Lamar Jackson could be an option.
It's going to be interesting how all that pans out.
I did hear Atlanta. I actually wouldn't mind seeing him in Atlanta.
I'm not doing it if I'm Atlanta.
Bit 2.0.
Why am I paying him $200 and something million for a team that's not ready to win? They're not ready to compete yet.
He sells tickets.
That division's wide open too.
Not really. Y'all live a quarterback away probably.
And the Falcons were what?
And if Tom Brady, let's say Tom Brady did go back to Tampa, they're gonna still be around. The Carolina Panthers are quarterback away. They got some nice talent.
They're coach away.
I actually like how that coach. I thought he did a pretty good job at the end of the year.
But you look at hold on. But you look at the Falcons. Falcons, they have some nice pieces along that defense. AJ Terrell is a solid player. Probably one of the top, probably a top 5 corner. He's played like. But
you're not gonna be able to add anything to that team.
You have. They have plenty of cap space.
I'm taking your picks. I want all of them.
But they have cap space still. But you look at Atlanta's offense. Drake London, great outside threat, can play in the slot as well. Big target, a guy that Lamar Jackson, he doesn't have to place the ball accurately in his hands because, again, he's a big target. He has a wide frame. And Lamar Jackson's very comfortable throwing to tight ends. That is something that Atlanta needs to do is get Kyle Pitts involved. Fantasy owners everywhere, they want Kyle Pitts to
I was one of them.
The ball. Yeah, you were. It
was disappointing.
I was one of them in one of my leads too. I was
disappointing.
Yeah, we all know what it's like.
I like him better than New York. Though. I think that team's ready to compete now. I think Atlanta's still huge. You put them in Atlanta. Atlanta's years away, and also.
Well, here's the other thing about that. If I'm Lamar, why do I want to go play in the AFC?
Because
the NFC is wide open.
Not really.
It is.
The Cowboys are going to be around. The Eagles are going to be around. The Giants are going to come up. I mean, that division around.
But just look at the playoff picture right now. It was Mahomes, Burrow, Herbert, Allen, Lawrence.
And you put Lamar Jackson on that same
Tua,
level,
right? Like those are Tua. 6.
I don't know why
they made the playoffs. Tua. Miami's a good team. I'll throw Miami in that conversation.
Let me ask you, you put Lamar Jackson in what part of that range? The top 4 of those guys? Top 5? Top 5 with those guys? He's Tua, of course. But he'll be with Joe Burrow.
He's probably 4th.
Okay. Now you give him a line and outside weapons and a defense with Sauce Gardner and them boys over there.
But let me ask you, Seth, if he goes to the NFC, who's the quarterback opposes them? Realistically.
I think Eagles, Jalen Hurts, Dak Prescott. Let's see what Washington does. Let's see. There's a lot of teams that are good. They just need quarterback help. A lot of teams, like the Detroit's coming up. But Green Bay's going to be still around if Aaron Rodgers is there.
But let's say he goes to Atlanta. He goes to the NFC South. He's automatically the best quarterback in that division.
For sure, but you're not going to win nothing. The Jets give you a better chance. If he goes to the AFC East, if he goes to the AFC East, I would put the Jets against the Buffalo Bills easily.
Let me ask you this. Who would compete with Atlanta in that division?
Probably Carolina.
Or the conference
Carolina. And New Orleans. If New Orleans get a quarterback and get a coach, and Carolina can get I think Carolina looks pretty good at the end of the year, actually.
But
even then, let's stop downplaying. You put Lamar Jackson on the Jets. I would put them right there with the Buffalo Bills, the best in the division. They would jump the Dolphins and be the best. Second, they'd be right there with Buffalo for the division. Because I think the defense is that good. They have a running game. They have a line. They got young receivers on the outside. I'll put them right there in the division. Y'all make it sound like the Jets are gonna be bad. Like that's bad.
No, but I think just the path to a Super Bowl is much easier in the NFC. It's wide open.
Those teams, I mean.
Because, I mean,
Is
look,
it though?
I mean, realistically, San Fran has to figure out their quarterback in the offseason because, I mean, Brock Purdy's won games and looked efficient.
Yeah.
That puts Trey Lance in question.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, Jimmy Garoppolo's a free agent.
Right.
I mean, San Fran's there. Dallas,
They'll be there.
Dak is hot and cold.
They'll be there still.
He is what he is.
They got nice. They'll be there.
Philly, we gotta see them do it again next year if they're that team because they had a soft schedule the entire regular season.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, is your other threat an Aaron Rodgers who's molding to come back when his wide receiver one is Romeo Doubs and Christian Watson? Like, is that your other threat? Because I'll take that any day over going through Cincinnati, Kansas City, Buffalo, the Chargers, the Jaguars. I'll take that any day over.
That's a good point.
If you were to say an NFC team, I just don't see Atlanta. Now, if you want to say the NFC is a little bit easier, okay, cool.
Oh, yeah, maybe not Atlanta, but the
But
path.
a lot of teams in the
The
NFC
path in the NFC is wide open.
But there's a lot of teams in the NFC that are literally quarterback away. Like, let's see what Detroit gonna look like next year. If Minnesota's gonna be around, like
Detroit's keeping golf next year.
I know, but they're gonna be better. They'll be up there.
They'll be better, and their
the
OC
Packers,
staying.
with Christian Watson, them guys getting better and develop at the end of the year, they'll be better next year.
But is Aaron Rodgers going to come back?
Probably.
Because it's going to be another offseason
I think he'll be
of him
back.
being dramatic and
He'll be
holding
back.
out.
$250 million, yeah, he'll be back.
So it's just
Minnesota's gonna be solid again. The NFC East is gonna get tougher. The Giants could get better. The Cowboys are always gonna be there. The Eagles gonna be there, and Washington's probably a quarterback away. They'll probably get a quarterback this year. We'll see what they do with quarterback.
well, actually,
They're-
I heard they like Sam Howell.
They're still
They're telling. There was a report that Washington was telling all their OC interview guys that they view Sam Howell as the quarterback one for that team.
Oh.
Please
Stop.
stop.
Well, even there,
They should get Derek Carr if I'm Washington. Get Derek Carr.
I like that.
I'm looking at most of those teams in the NFC. They're all getting better. The upside's going, and I get Atlanta has caps, as you said.
Mhm.
But if I'm a Lamar,
I would love
the
Lamar in
Jets
New
have the
Orleans.
marketability. It's New York. The AFC East is tough, but I have a team that's ready to compete. I have a defense. I have young weapons. Like Drake, I like Garrett Wilson better than Drake London.
Okay.
And I like that defense better than Atlanta's. You like AJ Terrell. I like Sauce Gardner better.
But here's
Also, you're playing in a dome nine games out of the year, so that's
What's that matter?
here's the other thing about that as
I've
well.
been playing Baltimore my whole career.
If you're going to be with the Jets, you're fighting for that division week in and week out. You could go from a team home
Exactly.
comfortable to a road team real quick.
That's great though. That's how you get that. Hey, look, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers had it comfortable. They knew they were going to win the division. Then what happened? Skull drugged. Like you want if you're gonna compete, but you gotta compete against the best. Like I'm just saying.
Yeah, but you do that in the Super Bowl. The path to the NFC, you can
It's not
cruise.
really,
You
let's
can-
be honest, Tampa Bay got skull drugged, bro. Let's not forget how bad they got beat. They would let's be honest, they missed them 4 kicks. That game was even uglier. It was ugly.
Shout out to Brett Maher.
and that's
Money Maher.
that's another
Money
thing.
Maher, man.
They got ugly.
I'll point credit to Dallas. I mean, I did shit on them all week. I was hoping that they would lose. I mean,
For me, that game was a matter of if Dak Prescott messed around and kept Tampa in the game with some bad throws, Tampa was going to be within
they would have.
striking distance and
Hey, shout out
won.
my guy Tony. Tony, today I'm gonna be like a Cowboys fan. I got a lot. I'm getting tired of this Dak Prescott hate that be getting.
Well,
going.
no,
It's not-
No, it's Dak Prescott. Hey, we can get into it. If y'all
No, okay, I've been on the record. And you-
So we don't act like this man hasn't made some dumbass decisions.
No,
Yes,
like-
besides Josh Allen, I don't see Josh Allen getting criticized. Josh Allen leads the league in turnovers. I don't see nobody criticizing Josh Allen after this past weekend or the past couple of weeks when he threw
Okay,
in interceptions.
I'm gonna be honest with you though. Josh
Here we
Allen
go.
throws a lot of pits because he thinks he's too
The
sure
fumbles
of himself.
too.
Too sure of himself with that arm.
The fumbles too.
Now, okay, yes, he turns the ball over, fumbles too. But
He leads the league in turnovers.
okay, hold on, let me finish. I ain't never seen nobody do
Oh, here
what
we
Dak
go.
did against
Here we
Washington.
go.
so
Throwing that damn out route, nearly get picked off one.
I was Josh Allen
And-
throwing the bag of the end zone in
and
the
then-
red zone.
and then the very next play,
So Josh
Same
Allen
thing.
throwing the red
throw the
zone.
same thing.
well, no, so here's my thing about Dak. Realistically, like in my honest opinion about Dak,
Go ahead.
he
Top
will
10 quarterback.
he will always be a top 10 to top
Ain't the best quarterback
13
left in the NFC.
top 13 quarterback. That's just
Hell, no.
he's a top 10 to a 12,
Oh, no.
13
I
quarterback.
was talking
He's the
about
best quarterback left in the NFC playoffs. Yes, he is. Who's better?
huh?
Who's better than the NFC that's left in the playoffs? I'm taking him over Daniel Jones. I'm taking him over fucking Brock Purdy. Who else left?
Jalen Hurts.
I'll take him over. Jalen Hurts hasn't done anything in the postseason either. He lost last year too.
That's-
But now, what has Dak done in the post?
Dak against Green Bay actually had a good game. Aaron Rodgers just beat them because Aaron Rodgers was that great. That game he actually didn't play bad. And last night he looked good. He looked good last night. So he has 2 good games out of 3.
So if you
Jalen Hurts has 0 for 1 so far.
so Dak's the most experienced quarterback.
He's
in
the
block.
best so
Doesn't mean he's
far.
the best.
He's been
He doesn't
there
mean he's
more.
the best.
He's been there 3 times. Like,
he might be. He
he's
might
better
be.
quarterback, bro. Jalen Hurts is hurt right now. Let's see what he even looks like.
Stop.
But go ahead, continue
He
your
might.
point.
Stop.
but,
Let's see your point.
he'll be forever be a top 10 to top 13 quarterback in
Yes.
the NFL.
Shout out my
Having
man, Tony.
said that,
and Makai.
in year
Shout out my Cowboy brothers.
in year 7, Dak still makes rookie mistakes. I've never seen a quarterback in year 7 have as much of a problem as reading the field as Dak Prescott does. He has a problem reading the field.
I would give you that, but I'm just saying.
And I think he'll never be good enough to win a Super Bowl on his own. It's going to be like Stafford last year in LA when everything went perfect for him in that playoff run. Because but before LA, Stafford was viewed the same way.
Yeah,
a top 10, a top 12 quarterback, and everything were to go right, he can make a run.
But y'all make it seem like Josh Allen. Josh Allen needs the same thing. Josh Allen could have lost last week.
But Josh Allen is he's a game changer.
He could have lost. Yeah, game changer the wrong way. He could have lost last week. He had those.
He could.
He had some crucial turnovers.
Can Dak win a game by himself?
Neither can Josh Allen.
Josh Allen can. Josh Allen's
in
the
the
top.
postseason. I'm not saying Dak, but who said who had? There's only 3 guys who can do that. Pat Mahomes. And who else? Josh Allen, you want to say who else? That's probably only 2 guys and Lamar Jackson.
Burrow.
No, Joe Burrow didn't win no games by himself. No.
Did you not see that Bengal playoff run? Javonte.
Last week. We looked like last week. I love Joe Burrow.
We were on the trade.
No, I'm just speaking truth.
Javonte, don't do this.
Joe Burrow. Don't get twisted. I love Joe Burrow. But as far as guys who get to take over a game for you, Pat Mahomes,
Joe Burrow,
Jackson, and Josh Allen.
Joe Burrow.
Joe Burrow's great.
That Chiefs game last year.
How do you look last week against Baltimore? How do you look?
That don't matter. I'm talking about Joe.
Haters, bro.
But Joe Burrow's he's that guy. He's a
talented quarterback. I get that. He's just like Dak though.
But game on the line. 2 minutes to go, 2 timeouts.
I'm taking
you want Joe Burrow
guys over Dak. Come on.
Okay, let's see what Dak looks like. Those situations come this season. Well, I'm saying, this playoff.
And I mean, here's the thing, right? Like Dak on the road beat a bad Tampa Bay team. We ain't
gonna do that. We ain't gonna do that.
He did no, but I'm
they
saying
were not favored in that game. We ain't gonna do that when we say they bad. They were not favored.
But Tampa's a bad team, are they not?
But everybody said Tom Brady. I'll pick the. What you say, DeAndre? Tell me what you said. Huh? This is a football guy. I'll take Buccaneers. What are you talking about?
Okay,
the Buccaneers were favored.
He's a Cowboy hater. He's a Cowboy hater.
Bias against them damn Cowboys.
But yes, I mean, look, they did.
I chose the Bucks. Why? Because it was just Brady. I locked Brady.
That's a fair point.
The Buccaneers were favored, right? They were favored,
but Brady wasn't playing.
But which roster?
Cowboys defense legit.
But which roster's better?
The Cowboys.
Yeah, they beat a bad team.
We moved the goalpost because they won the game. It's like, oh, it should beat the The Dolphins should have never been in that game with the Buffalo Bills. I didn't see people talk about that like that. The Dolphins should have got blown out. No, should have got beat down that game.
Hold on, Dolphins do got some talent now.
Don't do that.
Hold on.
DeAndre.
14-point favorites. On the road. Listen. On the road. Buffalo at home.
Third string quarterback.
14 plus.
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you.
Oh, here you go.
When I heard we were 14-point favorites, I said bet. Hey,
but you expected to lose by double digits.
But I knew it was going to be close. Damn it!
I didn't know. You put them there too. Joe Burrow on the Cincinnati was at home. No Lamar Jackson, and they barely survived because of that fumble.
That's a good Ravens defense. It kept them in check.
You barely survived. My point is, we're taking away from Dak Prescott from going on the road and winning a game.
Hold on, wait. Because you talk about the Dolphins before going into this game, when we were 14-point underdogs, people even said it could be close. Depending if Miami can force turnovers. We forced 3 turnovers on Josh Allen. That is why we were in the game.
Exactly, because that's my point. Dak Prescott and that defense and that offense dominated. They didn't let y'all be. They didn't let Tampa Bay be there. Tampa Bay could have gotten the game too. They dominated them from the beginning of the game.
Yeah, I mean it's the winner. It's the winner of the NFC South. They did what they were supposed to do.
Exactly. But we over here critiquing and saying, oh, they didn't play nobody. They played a weaker team.
But no, I give credit to Dallas. I think and not even to Dak Prescott. I mean, Dak Prescott deserves credit too, but also Kellen Moore. Kellen Moore had a great game.
Yes,
it was simple.
Brought
it was
balanced.
Exactly. And it was balanced. They passed the ball 33 times. They ran the ball 35 times.
Yes.
That is great game plan.
And going into that game, you would have thought, like week 1 when Tampa stopped the run, Dallas quit and tried to throw the ball in week 1 and it failed. But in this game, they kept them off balance.
They let Dak get comfortable. He made he got out the pocket, ran a little bit.
Yeah, they ran
tight ends a lot. They ran a lot of tight ends. I loved it.
And they ran McGovern at fullback and kept them as an extra blocker.
Paul had a great game. Zeke did his thing. To me, I'm not no Cowboy fan. Y'all know this. They're the scariest team in the playoffs, I think, because I think they're playing great football.
That's true. That's true. I'll agree with you on that.
And I'm taking them against the Niners. I think they beat the Niners.
I'm agreeing with you as well on that.
I say when they're on, again,
they're the scariest team.
And I think they could beat the Niners. I'm taking them over the Niners. And I'll go on. We can go and get that a little bit, but I'll tell you how I'm attacking Nick Bosa also. I know everyone say Bosa. I'm attacking Nick Bosa.
Well, here's the other thing, also you got to think about. Tristan Wirfs is a guy who many of you is one of the best right tackle or best linemen in general in football. He had given up, I think the number was like 4 or 5 or like 3 pressures all season. Micah Parsons alone got 7 pressures
he was
off Tristan Wirfs Monday night.
He looked good.
Like Micah Parsons, and he's the difference maker.
Secondary looked good too. If I got a cornerback too, look like.
But you know what? Also, is why I think the Niners still might win over Dallas is because we look at coaching as well, and
same level.
I mean, Todd Bowles, I like him. Great guy.
I mean, Tampa
compared to Mike McCarthy, I would still take Mike McCarthy. He's a Super Bowl winning coach.
Yeah, and real quick, one more thing I'll say. Kudos to Mike McCarthy because this was a guy who
he's there for another 3.
This was a guy who has won. They won what 13 last year, and then 12 this year.
Yep.
And people were sitting there saying, "Oh, if he loses, bring on Sean Payton to Dallas."
Yeah. Which is crazy because, and
I'm not gonna lie, I was one of those guys, but only because I want the picks.
Yeah, and
but
it's crazy because any other coach in the league has that kind of record.
They're chilling.
Yeah, there's no talk around that.
Different.
And
Lakers.
And it just looked like they were really playing for Mike McCarthy. And you saw the video of him with the chain and he's dancing. So Mike McCarthy earned that. Kudos to him because
I'm gonna give Mike McCarthy some more credit. A little ball. You go first.
But no, I was saying the Niners. They're a very different team as far as Todd Bowles, Byron Leftwich, like Kyle Shanahan, like as far as
he's a master player and being familiar with Dan Quinn in Atlanta, he knows this defense.
This is also I'm gonna take the Niners. I'm gonna take the Cowboys. Let's be honest. Last year, this game, 2 penalties, only 2. That's way. Mike McCarthy getting this team disciplined. Compared to last year against the Niners, they had all those penalties, which kind of cost them the game. Let's be honest. The holdings, the defensive penalties. If they can play 2-4 penalties in a game against the Niners, they'll be fine. Last year, what cost them was the turnovers or the penalties.
Yeah,
losing yards like that. I like them over the Niners, bro. I think when the Cowboys are the underdog, they come out better. We're not favored. Like last year, we were favored to beat the Niners. We're like, oh, they should be winning that.
Jimmy G at home, you should beat them.
Yeah, but now when they're on the road, not favored, they're the underdog. I think they come out with a different mindset, bro. I think they're gonna beat the Niners.
And again,
I think they're going all the way this year. I'm not gonna lie.
Like Javonte, like I kind of have that feeling. I had that feeling as well. Like I think Dallas might be the team to come out on top because I look at Philadelphia as great as a year as they had.
They lose to the Giants.
The biggest thing is Jalen Hurts is going to play hurt no matter what.
He don't believe.
And I think Sirianni at the end of the year kind of let it on to make us think it wasn't as serious, but I think it actually is something that is going to affect Jalen Hurts in the postseason.
That man,
bro. First off, bro, he's barely started throwing, bro.
For Sirianni to come out and say, "Oh, he heals like Wolverine. He heals 3 times faster than the average guy." Like he's hyping it up, but I'm kind of thinking there's more to it.
He forgets he wear a red jersey at practice. Nobody touching him. But also, this is my thing. Why I'm picking the Giants
over Philly.
Yes.
Oh.
And my reason being because I like the physicality of the defense and they can run the ball. Philly struggles against the run.
Well, and here's the thing: the Giants represent so many guys. Last time these 2 teams played, Leonard Williams.
That's what I told him also. Yeah.
There's a list of guys key players that
I'm just saying if Jalen Hurts ain't 100%, and they can run the ball, the Giants are gonna get physical. They're gonna run the football.
But you know why Philly would win? Because one, Philly can stack against the run, and they can leave their corners in man.
They got the bodies.
They have the bodies.
They got the bodies to do it.
Secondary to play man against the Giants receivers because Giants receivers ain't special.
Do you like Brian Daboll better as a coach or Nick Sirianni?
I might lean towards the ball in all seriousness.
I lean towards Daboll, but I think just Philly's talent.
And also, one thing also, when you have that first seed, bro, like the Dream Bay last year, you don't come in with the same mind. You come in a little more like.
The people said the Giants were going to lose to Minnesota. They had no shot against Philly. That motivates you.
Especially in Philly. Think about Philly. You're going to be at home, right? Jalen Hurts' first game at the house. We had a whole week off. We're going to come out a little rusty. The Giants going to come in like the Niners did last year against Green Bay.
Hold on. Let's go back.
Jalen Hurts hasn't played at home.
No. But let's go back to this Minnesota. Like we over here comparing Minnesota and Philly like they the same. Like they the same breed.
No, they're not.
They're not.
I seen Minnesota get they ass handed to them.
We knew they were a fraud. We knew they were a fraud.
I seen Minnesota get curb stomped by Indy a whole first half.
And came back.
Here's the thing about Minnesota, right? I'll counter you with this. The Vikings were like 11-0 in fourth quarter comebacks and 1 possession victories. Like it looked like everything was lining up for Minnesota. If the game's close in the fourth, they'll come out on top. Mm-hmm. That's what they showed you this year. And, that's all I got to say. Like,
And
Minnesota, we knew when games were close, the Vikings came out on top.
And even at this, DeAndre, Daniel Jones is going to run the ball. You got to tackle him. Them corners ain't trying to hit like that, bro. He's going to make you tackle him. That's a big dude. He ain't no small guy.
And here's the thing. The Saints game plan against the Eagles a couple weeks ago when they played was run the ball, use Taysom Hill, and, eventually you bite enough to where you can get him with the play action.
And my thing is this also, Al.
Danny Dimes is like that.
With Nick Sirianni, how much are you going to design those runs for Jalen Hurts? With the messed up shoulder, how many design runs is he going to really run? If he's not doing that design run stuff,
we're convincing you. We're convincing you.
If you're not running all the design, they run a lot of design runs for Jalen Hurts.
I am telling.
If you're not running the design runs with Jalen Hurts like that because your shoulder's kind of banged up, they become a little more one-dimensional. And I'll live with Jalen Hurts beating me in the pass.
And again, on that Philly grass, it takes one good lick on the ground for that to awkwardly hit different.
He's wearing a red jersey.
I'm telling you right now, this man Jalen Hurts is playing all of you. He is playing all of you.
Yeah.
That man, I'm saying he's playing all of you. Like, as far as his injury, it ain't that damn bro.
I think Sirianni is the one playing us.
It is not deep,
He
bro.
didn't even throw last week.
Jalen Hurts is playing.
He just now started throwing.
Jalen Hurts is playing, y'all.
Did you not see him last week of the season?
He took his time to rest.
So why he played last week of the season? How you look? Last week of the season.
Wait, he wanted to get a game in before the playoffs.
Well, no, it was because the Eagles.
No, he was not.
He threw the ball 35 times.
How many times did he run it?
9.
That's not Jalen Hurts like.
Okay, well, why would I run the ball in a game against a team?
But my point is because the shoulder's messed up, bro. He's injured.
He was 20 of 35. If his shoulder was really hurt, he wouldn't have thrown the ball that much.
Bro, it's about also taking hits. When they do them design runs, you have to put your shoulder down, and he doesn't just he takes hits. With a messed up shoulder, it takes one hit like Kevon Thibodeau off the edge. But again, I'm not feeling right.
But again, he's not going to run. He didn't want to run as much against the Giants in the last week of the season. Philly already had the lead. Philly was already ahead. They were playing Davis Webb.
Why'd you play him?
Because
they had to lock up the 1 seed.
So you didn't believe you could
because Dallas was also playing Washington.
You had to lock up the 1 seed. 2, he had to get some rhythm before playing in the playoffs.
That's fair. That's fair.
Because you had the bye week as well.
That's fair. And if he sits out,
I don't believe
that makes it
healthy, bro.
That makes it like what 4 or 5 weeks if he sat out.
It just takes like at least a couple weeks to heal, bro.
And again, I think I'm on Javonte. I don't know if he's necessarily 100%.
I don't think he's 100%.
I don't think okay.
And if you can't run the ball with him,
sure.
Kevon Thibodeau on dudes can get off the edge.
I'm telling you, if he's 85%, that is good enough.
Yeah.
I think you're underestimating the The Giants don't be doing that. That's how they're known for doing that little wild card runs to the Super Bowl and stuff like that. All I'm saying is, offensively, they can run the ball, they get physical with you, and defensively, they can put some pressure on you.
I'm asking you, if I stat the bots against the run, who in their receiving core is beating? Who is beating Darius Slay or James Bradbury?
But I can still.
But this could easily be a 13-17 ball game.
I think Brian Daboll's a smart enough coach also to realize I don't have the weapons on the outside to beat these guys, but I can make some schemes and maybe run Daniel Jones a little more on the outside, run some play action, get him out there, because you ain't gonna tackle. Let's be honest, those guys ain't tackling like that.
And with these
if I can throw the ball on the clock, I'm good.
With these two defenses, this is not going to be a shootout. This is going to be a 17-14 kind of ball game.
That shit's going to be a blowout. I'm predicting.
You put some respect on the Giants defense.
Philly blows out New York Giants.
I saw Green Bay run the ball down Philly's throat with Aaron Jones and Dylan. I watched them run the ball in their throats. They couldn't stop it.
They're not a good rush defense. I will say that's true.
They're one of the best running backs in the league.
But again, Javonte, when Philly played against Green Bay,
who was your receiver? Christian Watson?
Hold on. No. But still, regardless, they weren't stacking the box because why? They had 12 in that damn pocket. You're not going to leave 12 with one-on-one receiving coverage.
Why not? Daniel Jones, on the receiver like they could beat you if you had to start.
It doesn't matter. Aaron Rodgers is that guy where he can put that. But
you still have you have no receiver.
Daniel Jones ain't that guy.
Okay, but you still have a receiver. You have Christian Watson as your speed receiver, but you have 2 Pro Bowl corners. You're telling me you're going to say, oh, we can't leave him on the island with these guys with no star receiver?
Well, again, Aaron Rodgers is a guy. One, he can extend plays.
Daniel Jones can too.
Not like
he can run. Daniel Jones take off with that bitch and run. You see how he ran? He runs physical too.
Okay,
he's on court. Again, actually hit him.
Again, what I'm saying, Javonte, when Aaron Rodgers extends plays and throws off the run, them bitches be perfect.
Yeah.
Daniel Jones, they don't.
And maybe that's something Philly underestimates is can Daniel Jones do it?
Yeah.
And I think they can make plays. All you gotta do is make a couple plays. And you can still Saquon Barkley go out there and catch the ball also. You catch it with Saquon Barkley. I'm just saying, I think you're sleeping on the Giants. I'm taking the Giants to win that game in a close one.
I'm taking Philly in a blowout. I'm sorry.
Let's talk about
blowout. Maybe not too far. Philly wins by 2 touchdowns.
And Philly look good at the end of the season anyway. So
let's talk about some of the transpiring quarterback news before we get into these picks here, because I think our picks are gonna be very intriguing this week.
yeah.
But
I'll get him out of the way. But yeah, go ahead, though.
but so obviously Tom Brady. Monday night was not a very good game for Tom Brady, and to me. And I want your thoughts on this as well. I think this was a very uncharacteristic game for Brady. You saw him trying to be mobile, trying to extend plays, he threw across his body several times. Mm-hmm. I just kind of felt this was a guy who was very desperate and trying to extend this run to where he, when Big Ben, Peyton Manning, and Breeze, when they were on their last legs, it was obvious. I think this year you can make that same case about Tom Brady because
still look great though.
A year ago, this was a guy who led the NFL in passing yards, had 45 touchdowns, and they came back with almost the same offense, and it did not look like that. So
I think Brady was just checked out. I really think
and this is a total for different reasons.
Yeah,
but in his press conference or his post game conference, I don't know if you guys saw it or not, but it seemed like to me a goodbye to Tampa. I think he's kind of done in Tampa, and I don't know what he's going to do after that. But
I think it's time to retire.
Do we think Tom Brady's done finally?
It's time.
No, I don't.
There's no situation you could put him in where he could succeed and win still. There's no team that has an offensive line that would need him. What team doesn't have a quarterback that has an offensive line? He needs someone to go somewhere with a line to begin with.
Yes, it has to be a contender. It has to be a contender.
Okay, hold on.
With the line.
Okay, hold on. What about Tennessee? He has a good relationship with Mike Vrabel. They have a great running game. And
you got Ryan Tannehill on contract. How you can get Ryan Tannehill?
They can
you
get
trade Tannehill.
Okay, let me see this. What weapons do we have on us? What team has the perfect offense and defense?
Okay, hold on. So they got Traylon Burks at receiver.
Because here's the thing.
They got Robert Woods.
Robert Woods gonna be going.
Hold on. What if they trade for DeAndre Hopkins? Because he's a guy who's available.
Even that's not a perfect situation to win in because
Brandon Cooks will be available.
They played together in New England.
Those aren't when he went to Tampa, you had Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, studs. You had tight end. You had line, defense. That team has a lot of still faults. You want to say, they just need a quarterback.
I mean, the division is kind of open.
Jacksonville's going to get better.
Jags will get better.
Who else in the division? Houston's going to be coming up.
Houston's still going to
be
Indy's a quarterback away. With CJ, if they get CJ Stroud, they got a line. They got receiver.
That Colts, I don't know. The Colts.
The coach.
Yeah.
But my point is, I think Tennessee's not.
And there's a report they might bring back Jeff Saturday. Seriously,
to me, Tennessee's still not guaranteed. I can have a chance to win.
Tennessee be interesting. Like if he were to go to Tennessee, that would be it.
Tennessee's not sexy.
Because here's the thing: this wide receiver class, as far as free agents is concerned, is not very heavy.
It's not good. No.
I mean, if the Saints release Michael Thomas, he obviously would be the cream of the crop. I think right away. You have Hopkins, who's going to be tradable, obviously. Outside of that, it Cooks, and then outside of those three guys, it's a bunch of veterans who, if you need 3s and 4s, but those are the guys. There's no 1 or 2 free agent, like wide receiver 1 or 2s.
I think probably Las Vegas also is another landing spot for him.
I love that I'm in Vegas, but just basically the line has too much.
And to be honest, if Aaron Rodgers leaves Green Bay, I could see him going to Tennessee. It's one of those.
Aaron Rodgers ain't leaving, bro. He got $50 million coming. Nobody's taking that cap.
My only thing with the Raiders is it's not the team itself. It's more of the division. Like if I'm Tom Brady, assuming, the Chiefs are where they're at, the Chargers, if they get the right OC, then that team will be dangerous next year with Herbert.
Hold on. We ain't gonna start that. Here we go.
The OC, if they get the right OC, because
Raider hate.
No, but I'm just saying, like, why would I play in the AFC again?
I mean,
in that division in particular.
This would be but I will say this: I don't think you should come to Raiders either. But this would be the most talented team he's ever played on. Devontae Adams, Hunter Renfrow. You got Darren Waller. You bring in Gronk. You have Josh Jacobs leading rusher last year. This is probably the best running back he's gonna play in a while. Yeah, it's probably the best he's gonna have. That's what I say. I think Vegas makes a lot of sense because you have like the line has too many issues. That is true. Look, when you look at Vegas and look at their roster, you kind of think about that 2007 Patriots team. They didn't have Gronk at the time. But think about an all-time Patriots team. You have your Gronk and Darren Waller. You have your Randy Moss and Devontae Adams. You have your Wes Welker. You have your Wes Welker and Hunter Renfrow. Like those are all pieces that the players that are similar in that type that Brady has played with before. Yeah. And you have a running. The problem with the Raiders, like I said, is the line and also defense.
But you can fix that.
The defense still needs some work also, but the line needs a lot of work, bro. The line has had a lot of. That's not the fault of this new regimen. That's John Gruden. and Mike Mayo.
I mean,
all they need is just a tackle.
outside of Colton Miller, he's the only good lineman you guys
yeah,
have,
that's
right?
what you got, really.
You have a left tackle, but
You could fix that shit.
Wait, what? Free agency? Ain't that mean lineman in free agency?
There's a couple of free agents you could get. Draft. There's a
Look
pretty
at
good
this
left
game.
tackle.
I saw Marcus Spears say it. Tom Brady don't like getting hit. And our line, you're going to take some hits because you ain't going to run no play. I know he ain't doing no play action, so you're going to take some hits back there.
yeah.
That's why I think it's time to retire because there's not a team that has a line that needs a quarterback. There's nowhere for him to go that he can really win with talent on the outside and a line.
I mean, I just don't think, and I don't think
New England.
people want to say San Fran, but I don't think that's a viable
They
option.
got two. They're doing fine without that.
Yeah, they don't. I don't think Tom Brady just like why like.
Yeah.
You have to pay Tom Brady when Brock Purdy and Trey Lance are making stupid cheap money.
And I don't see that to add to that. He wants a quarterback to move. That's why Brock Purdy was such a nice place because he can actually move a little bit.
Yeah.
He can run. That's pretty much a big Garoppolo. So I don't see why he would bring a Tom Brady at 40-something years old.
Exactly. Like the Niners, they don't make it doesn't make as much
There's not a
sense.
place where that makes sense.
I'm telling you,
Miami needs Miami be great, but Miami needs line help.
Brady will be in Vegas.
No, he won't.
Mark my words.
No, he
I mean, McDaniels will push for Brady if he gets Carr out of
He
there.
will be in Vegas.
And you know Brady's gonna be interested in linking up with Josh McDaniels.
Why not? If you're Vegas, why not? Hey,
Because
have Brady for a year. He can teach Stidham the ropes.
Because
Stidham can take over if you want to.
No. I like Stidham, but no, I don't. Brady's not going to. I don't want to see Brady just play anywhere and just be I'm still in the league just to be in the league.
Shit, he better than what the fuck y'all had with Derek Carr. I'll tell you that.
That's fine, but I want somebody. Actually, you don't know that's going to be the case because he cannot move like that, bro. He was throwing balls in the dirt.
So you're more worried about the future rather than short term.
I'm looking at it like, bro, if you're at the
but also, here's the thing about that. I don't even make a judgment on it, but real quick. If you're McDaniels, right? If you know the Raiders financially can't afford to cut you yet, your best bet is to draft a rookie and extend your time. Like pitch to them, hey, if I'm going to draft a Stroud or a Will Levis or insert any rookie, I need my time to grow and develop this rookie quarterback. Yeah. Which will buy you time nonetheless.
Yeah, because I don't think I'm going to get CJ Stroud. I'm going to build trade up again. But if you go defense, I think they should go defense.
Well, shit. What if Tom Brady signs with the damn Colts?
If you go defense,
the Colts.
Colts. How about that?
The Colts. Those teams don't. But this is my thing. Tennessee Colts. They don't sound sexy. Like Tom Brady doesn't make sense from the. It doesn't.
It would depend on the head coaches.
The only one that makes sounds like the Jets. The Jets make sense. But why?
Jets make sense.
But that's what would make sense because New York, Tom Brady, the Tennessee and Colts don't make sense for Tom Brady.
I mean, does New England make sense? Does a reunion make sense to you?
I think that bridge on
exactly because then there's gonna be that debate. Oh, Brady, Belichick, their egos are gonna
I guess so.
But New York would make sense, but I don't. If I'm New York, I mean,
I'm telling you, bro, Brady will cash in Vegas.
I mean, that might be the one because I think,
and Brady would be cool, but it's like there's so many flaws with this team.
And I think another thing to think about is basically with the Saints re-upping Dennis Allen, that takes out any Brady Sean Payton duo out of the picture as well.
Yeah.
Because I think Sean Payton in all likelihood will end up in,
I think
Denver or Arizona. I think those are the two.
I'm gonna say he goes back. If he comes out of retirement, I think he'll retire. But if he doesn't retire, I think he goes back to Tampa.
Yeah.
I think Brady goes back to Tampa.
I don't see him going back to Tampa
because I think this talent's still there. They gotta build on some things, of course.
They just fired their offensive coordinator Byron Leftwich.
So I don't know. And obviously, let's talk about Lamar Jackson. Obviously, if you guys saw the clip of Fox on Sunday, Mike Vick said some things that I don't think a lot of us agree with, and that hey, brace it up, put it on.
Mike Vick.
I mean, RG3 was pretty adamant on Monday Night Countdown about how that is essentially what ruined his career. And I think we all kind of agree that what could have been with Robert Griffin III. Yeah. And, I think Lamar, it's kind of interesting, right? Because I think last year he got hurt, so they missed the playoffs. And then this year he's hurt, but you're kind of wondering if you're, and I don't necessarily agree with this. I think I got to play devil's advocate here. You got to think, could Lamar have played Sunday? Like,
probably.
You kind of want to, if he really wanted to help the Ravens make that push, could he have gone out there and played?
If he had a contract, he probably would have played if he had his contract.
Yeah.
That's the question.
So I think that's what it is ultimately. I think if the Ravens had paid him what he wanted in the offseason, because unfortunately with every loss they had without him, add another zero to that amount, right? Mm-hmm. So because I think the Lamar out of Baltimore narrative needs to be discussed more.
Well, let me ask you this.
Because I think there's a legit chance.
Let me ask you this. Do you think the Ravens, upon seeing their team, lose those games without Lamar, saw how the team looked without him, do you think that kind of drives up his market?
No.
Or as far as like their pursuit of wanting to bring him back?
No.
Or does that kind of lessen it?
Listen.
That's a good question.
Let me see.
Because I mean, quite honestly, that team is not a playoff team without him. Like
That defense is legit though.
that defense is legit.
They already paid
Yes.
Roquan Smith. They'll do
Yeah,
that.
but that offense is not good without Lamar Jackson.
Okay.
It's made for him.
This is how I do if I'm general manager, right? And look, I like Lamar Jackson. He's a talented player. I let him go out there and look at the market and see. I think he had a nice contract for him. The contract wasn't bad. He just wants all that guaranteed money, which Cleveland was the outlier.
That Deshaun Watson
You can't
got, yeah.
expect everybody to do that. So I would say, look, you can go test the market and see who's going to give you all guaranteed money. Ain't no who team is going to give him all guarantees. No, nobody's getting the Deshaun Watson contract no more. Even Justin Herbert, Joe Burrow, those guys don't get all guaranteed money like that. Pat Mahomes ain't got all guaranteed money.
Yeah.
So if I'm the Ravens, I'm sticking by my guns because I know nobody in the market's going to give him this. There's not a team that's going to offer that kind of contract. I'll give him an offer that's fair, better than Kyler Murray, of course. Okay, he deserves the MVP, but I'm not giving him Deshaun Watson type guarantees. I can't do that.
And again, I mean, with Lamar Jackson, I mean,
Deshaun Watson ain't MVP.
But Deshaun Watson had an outlier.
Cleveland's kinda- Cleveland's-
they were desperate to
yeah.
get him, so they were the outlier.
Cleveland.
Nobody's getting all guaranteed money like that, bro. Especially
I mean,
for a
I guess-
that runs like that. Like Pat Mahomes, maybe it can make sense. But for a guy who runs a lot and uses his legs,
I mean, again, you know, what would screw you would be the moment he gets hurt in that knee.
yeah, you got to bite the bullet.
But,
Yeah.
but let's say you do let him test the market, and some team,
Which one?
I don't know, Atlanta or some team desperate,
Then I franchise tag him with the deal.
is dumb enough.
I franchise
to-
a trade.
You can't franchise him after he's on the open
No,
market.
I can franchise.
You tag
this
him-
year
you tag him and let him explore
tag
the
him
market.
and
Yeah.
let him look at the market.
Through him and his agent, you let them figure
Yeah.
out
Like,
who would pay me. Yeah.
exactly.
You could do that.
Like Devontae Adams.
You franchise tag him so he's technically locked up with you,
Then you come explore.
and you
out
give
there.
Lamar permission and him and his agent to explore the market.
That's what Devontae Adams did.
Yeah.
That's how I'm doing it. That's what I meant by things, Alec.
Yeah. You
Because
let him and his
I'm not
agent.
I don't think nobody's gonna give him guaranteed money like that.
Because you kind of say, hey, if we're at an impasse here, we can't come up with money. We'll tag you. You sign the tag, so technically you're under contract. And then we'll let you and your agent, you know, take flyers on all 31 teams
And the Ravens are different. Like, they don't. They're
and see what you can figure out. If you can figure it out, we'll talk trade comp.
Yeah, and they're very
Because they're
much
in Baltimore, you can't let them walk for nothing.
No, for
Yeah.
sure. And they're very much Baltimore's very much about the organization comes first before any player, which is why I think they're gonna be smart in their decision. They're gonna give him a contract, but as far as fully guaranteed, I don't think there's no way that's coming down.
Yeah, that's
And
fair.
if he
I
leaves
agree.
and goes somewhere, you said Atlanta maybe. How we look at if Atlanta trades for Lamar Jackson? How we gonna look at them for all that money, everything guaranteed? We're gonna be like you're some idiots. And if you're trading him, I want the house for him. I want 3 1s, some 2s.
You are not getting no
Why
3
not?
ones.
26-year-old MVP.
But he's been injury prone.
Oh no! But you're gonna give $250 million guaranteed.
You're right. But hey, that's my mistake. I ain't trading no draft picks for that shit.
But you must want $1 billion. You're willing to give him that money. You must really want him back. I want 3 first.
Yeah.
Right? That's what you're saying. You say you want that back. You're gonna give all guaranteed money for a player coming off an injury. Yeah, give me 3 first. Then we can talk. And from there, I could build my team cheaper.
or
Because, I mean, here's the thing.
or hear me out.
Deshaun netted the Texans what? 2 first?
You're right.
Yeah.
But
He's just MVP.
but
No baggage either.
hear me out. Because if y'all telling me I gotta trade 3 first for that shit, then I can be like, okay, bet. Then y'all can just keep him then on that
Fine.
franchise tag.
Fine, it's fine.
Then what you gonna do?
I can franchise him again.
And then I think Lamar.
But you know every time you franchise tag him,
Yes, but it's only on a
high.
1 year deal though. It's not going. It's 1 year for.
I think I could even see to where if they don't come to an agreement, I could see Lamar hold out.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If he's
I could
franchise
see him
tagged,
hold
he'll
out.
He's gonna hold out.
If he's franchise
You're gonna tell me
tagged,
you're gonna sit down and let $50 million go to waste?
yes,
Maybe I'm building that. How that work out for him?
doesn't matter. Yeah, I mean,
It's a different position.
different
But no,
position.
but not just that. The money wise,
Because if you're Lamar,
let's also be honest. Let's say this also. Not to cut you off, Alec. Lamar just hasn't got paid no money yet. He's on his salary wasn't that good. He wasn't number 1 pick, nothing like that. You try to tell me $50 million guaranteed to play. You're gonna not sign that contract.
well, here's my thing. You know, if I'm gonna sit there and go out there with Sammy Watkins and James Prochet and J.K. Dobbins who thinks he's that guy apparently,
Switch
like you think if you think I'm gonna go out there and play with that,
there's no way to tell me you're gonna sit there for $50 million, bro. You're not gonna sign a 50. You haven't made no 50.
Lamar feels disrespected though.
But you haven't made 50 million. Is 50 million.
Doesn't matter.
I'll take my disrespect. I'll take my $50 million.
Some players care about some players care about the longevity.
What
of the
player has ever played? Le'Veon Bell did it, and
Deshaun Watson did it.
Deshaun Watson did it.
Deshaun Watson was a franchise tag. He was on a contract.
But also, look, Le'Veon Bell is a running back.
Le'Veon wanted to change the market.
But I'm saying him sitting out, especially being a running back, that's 1 year closer to what losing your prime.
And so is Lamar Jackson. He's a quarterback that can run. His main thing that he does is run. So that's another year of no running of an older quarterback. Another year older. Let's be honest. We think Lamar Jackson's gonna be good at 40 years old?
Oh no.
Okay then. So
Tom Brady might be the only exception to that rule.
Le'Veon, and let's be honest, he's a running quarterback. He runs a lot. The same thing about Le'Veon Bell. He's a year older. Same thing goes with Lamar. It's like he's a pocket passer. He's gonna run. So a year older for him is just as bad as Le'Veon Bell. And you can't tell me you're gonna let there and not take $50 million for a year. You're signing that contract. It's $50 million. A man who hasn't made that kind of money yet.
But Lamar values his name.
Right, you're trying to tell me if you were a late first round pick and you don't want to stay, but they offer $50 million guaranteed, like Chris Tucker, $50 million. You ain't sign your contract. You're gonna sign a 1 year first.
It's interesting because I could see going any. I could see going any direction. I could see maybe Lamar and Baltimore do figure it out. I could see Lamar getting traded. Or I could see Lamar just sitting there and saying, I'm not going to play.
Bro, I don't see Lamar not taking the $50 million. Lamar, it's about the money. You're not going to just sit there and not get paid no money for the year.
But let's say I play.
You got $50 million.
Say Lamar plays and gets hurt.
I play and I get hurt on that $50 million.
You just made $50 million.
Doesn't matter, but compared to how much I just lost.
Okay, you think Lamar Jackson's going to sit down. You think Lamar Jackson's not going to play football. He's going to sit at the house and watch TV. Lamar Jackson was playing fucking football outside the sand. Playing sand football.
That's fine.
What's different? If you get hurt out there, you screwed too. You screwed worse. Today you ain't got no contract.
That's different though.
No, it ain't. I mean, at least
if I get hurt and saying, okay, hey, God has it against me.
So you get Chad Pennington or what's his name from the New York Jets that went to y'all.
Chad Pennington.
When he tore his ACL playing basketball. You rather do that or you rather have your $50 million getting hurt on the field by guaranteed $50 million?
Yeah, but then you look at the amount you could have gotten.
And let's be honest, you bet on yourself once. Why don't you bet on yourself again? You bet on yourself this year. If that's the case, what you're saying, he should have played this season. He should have sat out of training camp and got the deal done. But no, he played.
I think we all agree Deshaun Watson screwed this up for everybody.
No, because nobody else. No,
Josh Allen.
Because nobody else looked at Deshaun Watson's deal and said everybody's gonna get that.
Josh Allen's gonna get that.
Yeah, I got paid. He's already been re-upped.
I think he did.
He got re-upped like 2 years ago.
Yeah, he did.
Pat Mahomes been locked up. Justin Herbert, Joe Burrow, those guys are next. But look what Kyler Murray got. Kyler Murray didn't get Deshaun Watson money.
That was before Watson, though.
But who you think? You think Joe Burrow's gonna get all guarantees? No,
he could.
He could demand it.
Bro, no quarterback. Nobody.
He could demand
guaranteed everything. They're gonna be some. We'll sign you here, but we don't have not all guaranteed. Deshaun Watson was an outlier because the Cleveland was desperate.
It's gonna be interesting.
Let's be honest. Cleveland probably didn't want to do that shit. They had no choice. They had to give him to Cleveland.
They hate Baker Mayfield that much, I guess.
And it's Cleveland.
They hate Baker Mayfield that much.
Cleveland.
It is Cleveland. That is true.
I guess.
It's going to be interesting.
But I'm interested to see what happens. I hope he stays in Baltimore, but if he doesn't, I mean, there's some markets out there that will take him, but I just don't see that guarantee coming down.
Yeah, right. It's going to be interesting. I think that's kind of like the low-key storyline up.
You made the most cap statement ever saying you would take that $50 million. You were lying.
No, I wouldn't take it, bro. What you talking about?
You're such a liar, bro. You take the money? You take the money?
$50
million now.
I would take it.
You taking your money? Thank you.
But I'm not driven like an athlete.
Okay, let me ask you this. You taking that $50 million for that 1 year. Let's say you get hurt.
You still just made $50 million.
But still, hold on. You just made that $50 million. That's it. Compared to sitting out, signing a guaranteed deal. Because like I said, if the Falcons were willing to pay, like let's say a fully guaranteed contract, but I'm not trying to trade the 3 first-round draft picks, so I'd rather wait until you hit free agency the next year, give you a 6-year fully guaranteed contract
I'm taking my
versus the $50 million.
I'm still taking my money this year. You think I'm gonna sit it? Let's be honest. You think he's gonna sit the house?
I mean, for me, I'd take it for $1 million. No, just me personally.
One jab step, one jump shot. ACL torn.
Like
no money.
If somebody told me $1 million, I'd do it.
Yeah, exactly. I'm taking my $50 million. Hey, you know what, Atlanta? I love y'all. I'll be there next year. I'm taking this $50 million this year. I'm not sitting out. I'm getting my money.
But at the same time, like
to play football, you're also to play the game you love for $50 million.
Yeah,
come on now.
But there's just some guys who.
So okay, all right. Let's put it like this then. So you play the $50 million. You play on the $50 million.
What?
So then I can go. I can leave. I can leave and go to Atlanta then if I wanted to.
Okay, but you just got guaranteed $50 million. You just made your money.
Okay, yeah, but still,
You still can't let a franchise tag you again.
then the price goes up. Nigga, what you
Exactly.
expect?
Yeah.
So I still signed my deal though.
But then
Kirk Cousins did it. It worked out for him.
no. But then the problem comes to, let's say we are short on talent. We're losing guys. Let's say our offensive lineman is in his contract
Okay.
year. How the fuck are we gonna pay our offensive lineman then? When we paying our quarterback $60 million because the price went up for his
I mean,
ass.
how you gonna pay him in Atlanta if you paying your quarterback $250 million guaranteed, all of it? How much cap do you have there? If you paying
Shit,
one
why
guy
don't you, hey,
$250 million?
why don't
Cap
you ask-
doesn't exist.
Why don't you ask Cleveland?
That's the answer.
Why
The
don't you ask Cleveland how
cap
they do
cap
it?
doesn't exist. That's the
Exactly.
answer.
I see how Cleveland had everything else set up. That's different. Cleveland had everything else already set. Now they need some help on defense, but everything on the offense side was already set besides that.
Shit, they need some receivers.
Well, they need to get one more receiver, but still, they have Mark Cooper. They have a foundation. Mark Cooper's there. Atlanta has no foundation for you. You're going to build off everything. Kyle Pitts is going to be in. The coach, first off, you don't know the coach you like that. Does the coach even want Lamar Jackson? Is that his kind of guy? He say he don't care about that fancy stuff.
That's the offense for him, though.
I mean, yeah, that's the offense for him.
That's the offense for him.
Run oriented.
Yeah. That is
I'm just saying,
that is the
asking price,
offense.
I want 3 first. I don't think that's unfair if you like Lamar Jackson that much.
That's not fair. I mean, that's not
not
unfair.
unfair.
Yeah, that's not.
Go Robert Griffin go for it.
I mean, if
Yeah.
Deshaun netted you 2 first,
Yeah, I want 3
Lamar
first.
can get you
MVP.
3.
Maybe some thirds in there. I'm finna rebuild.
I ain't trading no 3 first. I'll trade 2 first and a second. I'll do that.
Okay,
3 first.
He's cheap.
Hell.
He's cheap.
I get that. I
You're damn
can
right,
understand
I'm
that.
stingy. Fuck it.
You told Pat Mahomes he say 2 first. He's cheap.
No, I'll trade 3 first for Pat.
No,
for
nigga,
sure.
Pat Mahomes go for 5 first.
Okay.
Pat Mahomes, yeah.
That was a quick okay.
Hey, see, now y'all see where I stand.
So we're in the
now,
levels of this guy.
no, yeah, you're right. There are levels. Pat
So-
Mahomes and Lamar Jackson are on 2
great.
different
So why?
fucking
So
levels.
Lamar Jackson shouldn't be guaranteed all that money.
Huh?
He shouldn't get all guaranteed money.
He probably shouldn't.
Okay.
But also, you could say the same thing about Deshaun Watson. Deshaun Watson and Pat
Deshaun
Mahomes
Watson's not the
on
same.
different.
Deshaun Watson was because of the situation. It wasn't because they wanted to. They had no choice.
Of course, I know that, but I'm just saying for the sake of, hey, if some team happened to pay Lamar Jackson guaranteed because they're desperate, just like the Browns are,
I don't see it, bro. I don't see that no team that desperate to be saying we're gonna pay the guy
But
fully guaranteed.
I don't think there is either. I'm just saying
Yeah.
there could be one.
There's a world where it exists.
So you gotta go out
Shit,
there and see.
I didn't think the Browns could be desperate
Because you
enough to
got-
give.
no,
In the-
Cleveland
in the-
Browns
in
makes
the-
sense.
with
In the
everything-
multiverse, it could have happened.
With everything that Deshaun Watson had going against him,
The Browns make sense, though.
I did not expect him to get a fully guaranteed contract. Nobody did.
Bro,
Yeah,
they
exactly.
the Browns have had quarterbacks every other year. They need a quarterback that was solidified.
Yeah.
They made sense.
Solidified. Other words. Eh.
I mean,
Eh.
Pro Bowler.
I mean, it stops the
That's
run,
a word.
It stops the run of taped names across the damn jerseys.
Exactly.
I guess it does. I guess. The last quarterback bit we'll get into, CJ Stroud from Ohio State. Obviously,
Yeah, I thought he was
there was the issue of, he got offered a large amount of NIL money.
Mhm.
Would he consider staying one more year at Ohio State and then go next year in the draft?
Happy. Chicago, like, yeah, go ahead and stay. Go ahead and stay. Make the
But
market.
he now has decided to officially enter the draft, which now means the Bears on the clock with the first overall pick probably going to be getting a lot of offers.
I got thought about something.
And you would assume Houston takes one of those 2 quarterbacks, whether
Right.
it's Young or Stroud.
I mean, the Bears, you're in a win now situation because you can honestly drop, because Houston has the 2nd pick, Indy has the 4th pick. Trade it back either one, and you still get your guy at number 1. Because I think Will Anderson
Is their guy? Yeah.
is their guy. I think that's the guy that's going to go to Chicago.
I would trade with Indianapolis. I think you can get more for Indy.
Yeah,
They're more desperate.
Indy's desperate.
because
Yeah.
if you trade with Indy, you fall back all the way to number 4. I still think Arizona. I don't think Arizona will take Will Anderson. I think Arizona will lean more towards Jalen Carter from Georgia, who's tremendous talent. So I think he'll fall at 3, and you still get Will Anderson at 4, a guy that you could have got at 1. So,
He basically is your new Khalil Mack.
oh yeah, facts.
Yeah.
Like Bears are in the absolute win now situation, like win-win situation when it comes to having this number 1 overall pick and who they can deal with.
I want to get off Buda Baker. I love to have Buda Baker in Vegas.
Well, you did have John Abram playing for you for so long, and
Buda Baker, bro. That's what I'm saying, bro. That's how them draft picks. I said, bro, all those first round picks the last
you really missed on every
they
single
missed it all
one.
of them.
Yeah,
The
that
only
was
ones that
bad.
hit were late ones.
I can't.
Hunter Riff. The only good one that first round was Josh Jacobs. It took him some time because they drafted a running back. They thought he was to be replaced.
I looked at the Raiders' first round draft picks
bad.
recently, and I was like, how did you miss every
Mike
single
Mayock and John Gruden,
one?
bro.
That shit is sad.
And to be fair, the
Farrell,
Ruggs one, you really couldn't have predicted that
Yeah,
was
yeah.
going to happen.
Farrell.
Special
Paul-
teams. High motor. That's
I like him.
that's what Mayock said. Micah Mayock said we drafted him because of his high motor.
The tackle from Bama who got released.
Leatherwood, yeah.
Yeah. And we look at 2007 with Jamarcus Russell. And
That's not Mike. I was with Mike Mayock. Jamarcus. No,
but I get it. He was
the best quarterback on the board.
But still, he was a bust.
But okay, that's because of him. Talent wise, he was the best quarterback, but they did the right thing by taking him.
And then also, let's not forget them choosing Darius Hayward-Bay over Michael Crabtree.
They ended up getting Michael Crabtree down the road though. But still. I will say, bro, this new regime I believe in when it comes to drafting, but. As far as John Abrams, bro, Abrams got released, went to the Packers, got released from there. I was like, yeah, love him, but we made a lot of mistakes, bro. Mike Mayock and John Gruden, bro.
Hey, we made some mistakes too. I remember what was it, 2000?
Back to the Dolphins we go again.
13, Deion Jordan. We traded up for Deion Jordan.
He was a bust.
We could have just sat.
That might be one of the worst in the 2010s.
We could have sat where we were at in that draft and drafted Lane Johnson.
That might have been one of the worst in the 2010s. That pick alone.
They should have kept Tunzel also.
Nah,
no. Laramie was the sacrificial goat.
Tunzel gave us a haul.
He was the sacrificial goat.
He's a stud, bro.
He had to go for Miami to succeed.
Sadly, he will be the only goat.
He'll get a statue.
He will get a statue outside.
No, it's gonna be like Peter Jackson's King Kong. What does Jack Black say when everybody died? He said, "We're gonna put them in the credits and donate the
proceeds to his
family."
Yeah, that's what we're doing.
That's Laramie Tunsil right there. We're gonna trade him and donate the proceeds to his family. Yep. No, but so is Stroud. I mean, he's quarterback 2 in this draft, right? He's behind Young pretty comfortably.
That could be up for debate because Will Levis could creep up boards. I know.
He's Zach Wilson 2.0. Don't do that. I'm saying, he's Mitch Trubisky. He's Zach Wilson. Yeah, for them wow throws you make at the pro day in shorts, that don't mean nothing to me.
But the difference between him and Zach Wilson, he actually has faced some good competition in college. Compared
Levis,
to Zach Wilson.
Playing in the SEC,
he played in the SEC. So,
I get that.
Give him some credit, as far as being a quarterback in college.
Stroud has played in big moments, big games. I like that picture. It's a safer pick.
I get it.
Yeah.
But it just took us now this past year to realize, Justin Fields is really good.
He has talented though.
We always have this notion when it comes.
No, the Bears realized that. We all knew it.
But still, when it comes to Ohio State quarterbacks,
that's true. That's a fair. It's a fair.
Stroud won't go into a situation like that. If he goes to Indianapolis, that's a better team. There's a Jonathan Taylor, still a whole line. Coaching, we gotta see. Defense going to be Shaq Leonard will be back. Defense is still gonna be solid. It's not as, the Bears were complete just tear down. It was not that much talent on the team. You said you may have USC there receiver. They got some talent on the team. I mean, I'm not saying CJ Stroud is for sure number 3 quarterback. I'm saying right now he's still number 2. But to say he is firmly at number 2,
could change.
That could change.
And if you reach like that, bro, whoever reaches like that, you put your job on the line.
No, and I mean, Will Levis, obviously. I mean, shoot, Max Duggan, the kid from TCU.
No, hell no.
I'm saying
he's a first round.
No. But he's going to be at the Senior Bowl, which
Quick question.
Shocker. Hopefully,
was Zach Wilson,
we may go to. But
was Zach Wilson the second best quarterback in that class? Probably, huh? In his class that he came out in.
That was the. I didn't think. What class was he? Was he the
Trevor Lawrence?
That class was weak.
I thought he was the 3rd best.
Behind who?
I had Lawrence 1. I had Fields above him.
Okay.
I had Fields.
Lawrence, Lance.
I didn't trust Lance. I mean, nothing. It's just because the lack of experience.
Okay, I just looked at the talent.
That's fair. That's fair.
I take CJ Stroud over.
I had Lawrence, Lance, and I had Fields, Wilson. Then I had Matt Jones.
Well, it's better than Mackay's list.
Did he have like Zach Wilson number 1?
No, he had just the Fields 1.
Oh yeah, and
he hated Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah.
And then he had Davis Mills creeping in there.
I like CJ Stroud still second, even though I know the whole Ohio State thing, just like USC quarterbacks. Hey, USC has the same issue, but you'll still take Caleb Williams number 1 if he was in this class.
No, Caleb is Mahomes.
Is different.
Caleb Williams is Mahomes 2.0.
But still a USC quarterback.
No, but Mahomes.
He is a Lincoln Riley quarterback.
Okay,
but Caleb
Stroud thinks a solid quarterback. I think he's
okay. No, but here's the thing: Caleb Williams is going to be a generational talent.
We'll see.
Yeah,
he is. He's Mahomes but with
I've
the
heard a lot
winning.
of people say
He's
everybody-
Mahomes,
Hey,
but with the winning
You know
program.
what's the funny thing? Everybody says everybody's Mahomes, everybody's Durant, everybody's LeBron. Let me see when he gets. To the
But no, I mean,
That's fair. That's fair.
But as
I've
far
heard a
as-
lot of people say a lot of people are Mahomes.
But
Zach
as
Wilson's
far as
Mahomes.
but as far as closest college thing to Mahomes, he is the closest because of how many plays that he can make off script.
And now with him playing at USC with Lincoln Ryan, he's getting the national attention.
Let me
Yeah.
see what he looked like in the pros. Let me see what he
That's
looked like
fair.
in the league.
That's fair,
I
but
heard everybody always compare people to LeBron. Oh, he's next Durant, next Mahomes.
this is going to be an interesting quarterback class.
It is.
You know, between Levis, who could creep up and shock some people, you know, Stroud and Young. You have Duggan, who took TCU to the championship. He'll play the Senior Bowl, so he'll showcase his stuff.
Okay.
But he'll
difference-
Where do you think Duggan's ceiling is in the draft? Like, how high do you think he'll go?
well, he only had like the one good year this year, right?
Yeah.
I mean, the highest ceiling is probably back end of the second, maybe
Back in
low
the
third.
second? Dang.
I mean a high third. Sorry,
I gave him like fifth.
you think fifth? I mean that one year that might do something for some people.
I gave him fifth.
To
I
add
don't
to the
think he's
Will
that
Levis
talented.
point, though, I don't think your USC team's trade will get him. I think he'll fall in a nice regional spot because I think this is one of the rare years that we have actually quarterbacks in free agency. You have Jimmy Garoppolo going to be there. You have your man Heineke going to be there.
Derek Carr.
Derek Carr.
Derek Carr is going to be around. You can get Derek Carr. There's a lot of quarterbacks you get available that are.
Brady, if he decides to come
There's a
back,
lot of quarterbacks that are going to be available that are more. I know I'm getting plug and play. More Mariota's going to be there, so I don't see nobody getting desperate enough to say I have to go get a quarterback. Like Atlanta Styles, Ridley, we got to see some of them. To see some of.
I
but
think
who's desperate like that?
I think when you look at the draft, you're going to look at teams like Houston for sure, Indy for sure.
That's Bryce Young, C.J. Stroud probably.
Carolina.
I think Carolina might go with Sam Darnold. He actually played pretty well last year at the end of the year.
Carolina could.
it depends on who they bring in for the coach.
Seattle could be a wild card as far as,
get re-signed,
but still getting someone to groom under Gino.
you
'cause-
got Drew Lock,
Max Duggan fits perfectly with Pete Carroll.
and honestly, Pete Carroll.
You can't tell me Pete Carroll and Max Duggan wouldn't get along well.
Yeah,
The
I
raw,
see
the
that.
raw, you know,
I guess. Detroit.
Troy's not gonna get a quarterback. Got Jared Goff.
But we all know Jared Goff.
Jared Goff had a great year. Actually, I think he'll be there next year. And
I think we can all agree this is a very Lions friendly podcast.
Jared Goff.
DeAndre, don't lie. We were on the train.
No, but
Jared
I'm
Goff
on the
looked good
Lions
going to
train.
when he went to Green Bay. He looked pretty good that week.
I'm on the Lions train, but to say Detroit could potentially pass on a quarterback, if Detroit likes a quarterback, they'll take a quarterback. They won't start that quarterback over Jared Goff, but Jared Goff will be the placeholder for the next year or
There's
two.
no, but there's no quarterback this class where you're like, oh, I love.
But if
like,
you're Detroit, logically, you know, seeing how close you were to the playoffs,
Yeah,
probably get
do
other
you
things.
waste the pick on a quarterback
Yeah,
who won't
right
help
now.
you this year?
but the Lions also have 2 first-round picks,
I can get defense.
so
I can get some defensive help.
There's
We need more help
that.
on defense.
Yeah.
there's that. You could,
And do you think Will Levis is really a court? If you really got to believe in Will Levis, then that's what
but also it doesn't even have to be Will Levis. What if let's say you trade to the back end of the first round, trade
Anthony
up to the back
Richardson.
end, Anthony
Yep.
Richardson out of Florida,
that's a project.
but still,
That's what. Yeah, that's what he's for.
There's no
Yeah,
time
that's
to play up,
perfect.
But it's like Malik Willis.
But that's what
there's
that's
nowhere to.
that's,
You have Jared
that's
Goff.
the point of having Jared Goff, and
Yeah.
that's why
still not
Detroit is the
playing
perfect
football.
team.
Okay, Jordan Love's been sitting behind Aaron Rodgers for a year. Trey Lance going.
Okay, well, Jared Goff is probably going to be a free agent, and
But
you
I
know,
think Jared Goff, he has a great year. They would bring Jared Goff back. I think that if I don't think Jared Goff will get max dollar like top dollar, but Jared Goff probably would be back.
I know,
If he has a solid year.
I know, but I'm not expecting Anthony Richardson to play his first or second year. I'm saying, 3 years.
Jared Goff's only like 27 years old. He's old. He's 27, 28.
no, but I think it's a
Do you
matter
think-
of
Okay, let me ask you: do you think Jared Goff could play at this high level for the next 2 or 3 years?
Yes, if you put that kind of talent around him, yes. He's not a bad quarterback.
he's not bad,
He's been
but
a Super Bowl.
but I think
you
you're-
like Tua. Would you go?
But
straight for the
I mean,
quarterback?
here's the thing about Dan Campbell, right? Like when they traded away Stafford for Goff, they got the picks, right?
Mhm.
Like I think the idea was, you know, Jared Goff is here right now, but we're building towards the future, and I think maybe for some people, the future may be arrived a little too early. You know, 9-8. You know, they almost made the playoffs. Should have made the playoffs, in my opinion.
Right.
But you
Should
know,
be Carolina. That one.
But he also showed you he can win games.
He
went to
can.
Green Bay and won that game.
you can.
And if you're Dan Campbell, look, we can get one of these young guys a couple years from now. But look, we might have some. Jared Goff's not gonna be an expensive quarterback. We might be able to put enough talent around him. We don't need to have a star quarterback. We have an average quarterback, but enough talent around him, we can still win games. Look what San Francisco's doing.
But if I can get a guy at the end of the first round or second round to develop,
And
you're telling me I wouldn't take that?
If I'm
and here's
sold
the
guy,
thing.
yes. If I'm
And here's
sold the guy.
and this is exactly what Baltimore did with Lamar Jackson. They traded back in the first at 32 because with the quarterback in that first round, you have the 5th-year option.
Yeah.
You don't get that with second round with anybody after the first.
Yeah.
So by having that 5th year control, it gives you the option to, hey, another year of Jared Goff possibly.
I just don't know if I bring a quarterback. I just let Jared Goff ride out and we see what we have. Like I just don't think I do that to Jared Goff psyche. I just don't do that.
That's gonna be interesting.
It changed the direction. I gotta kind of, you know what I mean? I gotta develop this guy. The only way to develop really is to play.
Yeah.
That's the problem with Malik Willis. You gotta play. Like you can't just sit a guy down and say, "Oh, you're developed down and watching him." No, you gotta play some games.
It's true.
So, that's how I look at it. But
That's true.
Trey Lance, I think can get traded though. From besides seeing Trey Lance get traded
Yeah, low key.
from the Bucks. Hey, Tom Brady will come back. I make a call. I'm gonna ask you about that off the podcast. After the podcast, we talk about that because I want to ask you about that actually.
Okay. And I think
This man over here thinking, "Oh, Trey Lance starting next year." I tell you, bro, I'm sorry, Purdy going next year.
All I
It's-
said was, bro, it's going to be a quarterback competition.
it probably would be.
Purdy being
It
the
would.
guy
It
at
would be
start.
that.
Purdy gets the lead advantage.
And then you probably trade away Trey Lance because he won't be happy.
There you go. I swear, bro. Y'all gonna keep
This
down
man
this man,
tripping,
Trey
bro.
Lance.
No, it's not that. But it's a matter of would Lance be happy being the backup?
He's not.
He would probably want out.
I need some of my shit. I need some stuff back.
And somebody would take a chance on it because he's a young quarterback who showed potential and he still has the rookie money.
You can't sit there, man. You gotta get some of them assets back, bro. You lost.
Yeah, and you traded away what, two
You gotta get a lot back.
picks or 2 firsts for Trey Lance?
I think it was 3 first.
Three firsts, and this is all you got in return
You
for
you
him?
want to get Lamar Jackson, but somebody trade for Trey Lance. Yeah, I'm trading him back.
Yeah, I mean, you would net some picks back, and you're only paying Brock Purdy seventh round quarterback money.
You don't understand that.
Assuming, we'll see what happens with the Niners, but they're in a conundrum nonetheless. And I hate to be them because I couldn't pick a quarterback.
I'm just saying, when you gonna see Purdy eventually hit his ceiling.
That's
And
fine.
you're
Oh,
gonna see-
yeah, he will. I mean,
What?
it's funny because
Go ahead,
you kind of wonder, like, with Tom Brady's career kind of ending, isn't it funny how Purdy's start almost kind of mirrors how Brady's career started? Playing on a good team with a good defense,
Yeah.
came in because the guy got hurt, managed to keep the other guys away, playing, with the hot hand. And if you can go on and win a Super Bowl,
Oh yeah. Epic.
What I don't get is that narrative. I'm tired of hearing that narrative from people. If he can keep this play up, if this is what he plays like, why we'll do that with no other star quarterback? We'll do that with another star. We'll do that with Pat Mahomes. And keep this up, Josh Allen. What else does this guy have to show you?
What are you talking about?
You just literally
Purdy?
said Brock Purdy. If he keep this play up, we'll see.
well, I
He's
mean,
been solid for 6 games.
well, here's the
But also,
here's the
who
nature.
have they really played? Like, as far as
played Tampa.
hold on, no.
You were sold them all this time.
Hold on. Who have they played actually that advanced defensively? That's a great defensive team.
Yeah, I mean, it's all
That can
about.
scheme. That has a great defense coordinator that can scheme against his ass.
I mean, Dallas
Can
probably
you
the
pull up
first
Brock Purdy numbers
test.
for me, bro?
Dallas
Yeah,
be the
Dallas
first
is
You know
number
test.
his numbers?
Javante, who? I'm asking,
Even
who
not
has
just
he
that.
played?
The way the balls, he throws a great ball. He can move
No,
out the pocket.
The guys are getting open.
There were a couple.
Guys,
Also,
what's wrong with that?
also,
That's what I'm
hold on.
saying.
No. There were also a couple throws against Seattle this past week that could have been.
Oh, and Pat Mahomes don't do that every week?
Pat Mahomes.
See, this is what I'm talking about, this narrative, bro.
Pat Mahomes,
Where's this
Pat
narrative come from? Bro, explain this to me. Where's this narrative coming from? Oh, Pat Mahomes. Look at his numbers, bro.
Who can you pull up?
Look at his numbers.
What?
Pull up Tua's numbers.
Well, I'm saying, no, don't do that.
Well,
Just show-
look at the schedule. Look at the schedule.
Show the Niners schedule.
Okay, so Seattle, Washington, the Raiders, and the Cardinals.
Oh, here we go. I'm ready to get this. Let's go. Okay, let's play this though. Can we not say for a guy's a 7th-round pick or a guy's supposed to be coming in as a backup? That's look at those aren't game manager numbers. He's slinging the ball down the field. That's not game manager type numbers. That's better than what Jimmy Garoppolo's doing.
So
he actually moving the ball.
So what I'm seeing is
How many he had 3 touchdowns last week in Seattle, the playoffs. He's slinging it. Look at his numbers. He's throwing the football.
I get that, but look at the team he's with.
But why are we knocking it? We don't knock Josh Allen for all the talent he has. We don't knock Pat Mahomes for all the talent he came into. To Pat Mahomes came to Travis Kelce, Hall of Famer, Tyreek Hill, Kareem Hunt, all the talent, Andy Reid, and we don't knock it. That's my point. We put this narrative out there. Oh, if he keep doing it. Pat Mahomes had talent around him. Nobody said a thing. What's wrong with having talent around you?
You want to know why? Because if I face a Pat Mahomes, defensive coordinators have problems scheming against Pat Mahomes.
Okay.
Just like they have problems scheming against Josh Allen. Defensive coordinator can scheme against fucking Brock
Okay, that's
Purdy.
only 2 quarterbacks. You name me 2 quarterbacks that you can't scheme for. That's 2 guys in the league. 2 elites.
I mean,
Joe Burrow, you can scheme for.
Joe
Justin
Burrow.
Herbert, you can scheme for those guys. You can scheme for those guys. What are you talking about? Pat Mahomes and Josh Allen are outliers. Lamar Jackson.
So, okay, let me ask you this right now.
I'm getting tired of these narratives,
Javante,
bro.
let me ask you this question and answer
I'm trying
as
to get hot.
honestly as you can.
Go ahead.
Keep one. Purdy, Burrow, and Herbert. Which one are you keeping?
Burrow.
Okay, you had me worried for a second. Okay.
To me,
Which
Herbert.
which one are you getting rid of?
Okay.
Probably Herbert. To me, Herbert's no. Let me tell you why. I'll explain. To me, Herbert's a great quarterback, but to me, Herbert's gonna be in his career. He's gonna be Aaron Rodgers. Throws a beautiful ball. Probably when you won Super Bowl and just some.
Okay. Let me ask you this. Okay, Purdy.
Give me some guys that are actually around this up. Tua. I'll take Purdy over Tua right now.
No, I'm not gonna do Tua.
Oh, while Tua gets, he's a third overall pick, starter, everything.
Purdy, Jalen Hurts, Trevor Lawrence.
What talent? Who's team?
Oh, you to think about.
Who am I keeping?
You know who the answer is. You know who the answer is.
Who are you getting rid of?
Oh, who am I getting rid of? Jalen Hurts. I'll keep T-Law. I'll keep Purdy.
This motherfucker just lost his
Okay. Dak. Dak Prescott. I hate the.
I'm put y'all be unreasonable. Put guys in there that are around his time. Daniel Jones, Tua, these younger quarterbacks that are around him, like around his kind of level as far as league.
Okay, those three you just named.
I'll get rid of Tua and I'll keep Purdy and Daniel Jones. And that's because Tua just gets injured. But if one for injuries, take injuries out, I'll keep Tua.
Okay. Lamar Jackson, Purdy, Kyler Murray.
Kyler Murray's gone. I'm keeping Purdy and Lamar Jackson. Bro, my point is this guy, look at, it ain't like they're playing him. Kyle Shanahan's not making him sit back there and play basic throw the ball. He's making deep throws. He's really slinging the ball.
If Purdy was on the Cardinals with DeAndre Hopkins,
it's a different story.
How's it different?
Because the team's not as good. I agree. But that's how we look at the A-League. Okay, fine. But that's it's a team game.
It's all about situation. Yes, it's about situation.
Put Josh Allen on Houston. How many games they winning?
Josh Allen gets you 7 to 8 games.
Stop. With no Stephon Diggs. With no defense. He wouldn't use 8 games a year.
He would get you at least 6.
Yeah. Drew Brees won you 7 games when they had the worst defenses ever.
Okay, would Josh Allen still be a top 10, top 5 quarterback? No. My point is, bro, the team does matter. Pat Mahomes walked into a perfect situation.
And so is Purdy.
Exactly, but we don't we think Pat Mahomes the best quarterback in the league. We don't knock Pat Mahomes for it. He had a good situation.
Hold on. Let me ask you this.
We're shielding this guy because they can't
Wait. Let me ask you this. Let's say the Niners, we count 5 years, and that's 5 years. They got Brock Purdy. How many Super Bowls they win? That's 5
I don't know,
years.
maybe probably 2. You can play 2 or 3, maybe.
Okay, I put Josh Allen on the Niners. How many Super Bowls they win?
Maybe 2 or 3. I don't know. Josh Allen turns the ball over a lot too. I don't know. But I'm saying though, bro, y'all knocking Brock Purdy. Russell Wilson.
So by that measurement, you're saying Brock Purdy is just as good as Josh Allen.
I'm saying no. For this scheme, he fits, and also I think he's a good enough quarterback. He can win you some Super Bowls. Russell Wilson won a Super Bowl as as an average quarterback when he had all that start time and defense. Sorry for cussing. I don't like cussing. And with that defense also, what I'm saying is Brock Purdy can come in. They're getting me frustrated because they over here just they're making these damn.
So because
Pat Mahomes is who's the best quarterback in the league?
Mahomes is Mahomes.
Who's the best quarterback in the league? Mahomes. And he came into a team that Alex Smith had that took to the postseason twice with Pro Bowl players.
And he elevated them.
So that's the point. That's the point.
He elevated them.
But the team still had talent. You tried Brock Purdy.
Okay.
Hold on. No, stop.
But we're saying,
let me finish.
Okay, go ahead.
I'll take Brock Purdy with Jimmy Garoppolo. He's more scary in the postseason to any team than Jimmy Garoppolo ever was. Because he actually throws the ball in the field and he can move.
But he not. Okay.
So he elevates them, does he not?
Let me ask you this.
Does he elevate them? That's the question.
Is he the same tier as Jimmy Garoppolo?
Does he elevate them?
Is he the same tier as Garoppolo?
I think he might be better than Garoppolo. He's more threat. You guys said elevate, right? He elevates them because he can actually run and he throws the ball down the field. Elevates them over Jimmy Garoppolo. Does he not? Answer the question. Yes or no? I'm all right here.
He does.
Okay,
from what we've seen in a whopping 5 games.
He does.
Against
games and a postseason.
Against
played a playoff game.
Okay, all right. Let me ask you this.
Who hasn't played the postseason?
Let me ask you this then. So if Trey Lance,
he played Miami.
Hold on. Let me ask you this. So if Trey Lance reaches his potential.
You don't know what his potential. You're going off what is. I'm watching this guy play football. Trey Lance has played 2 games. He's a rookie still. He's played 2 football games.
It doesn't matter because let me ask you this: if Trey Lance reaches his potential, because Brock Purdy, this is the highest I think Brock Purdy can get.
Agreed.
Who cares? This is the highest he gets. He can ball.
Hold on.
Go ahead.
If this is the highest he can get,
okay.
And Trey Lance, who we know he has a fucking high.
Okay, go continue. I'm gonna rip this shit up anyway. Go ahead and say it.
So if Trey Lance is his ceiling at his highest,
okay, go ahead.
Versus Brock Purdy right now, you taking Brock Purdy?
Would you rather have Aaron Rodgers or Tom Brady? Because Aaron Rodgers is way more talented than Tom Brady is. Who'd you rather have in their prime, Aaron Rodgers or Tom Brady?
Motherfucker,
who do you rather? Answer the question. Who do you rather have, Aaron Rodgers?
So
let me ask you this.
Who's the That's the question,
before I answer this question, let me ask you this.
You're bringing up talent.
Hold on. Can I answer this question?
You answer my question first.
Okay, hold on. You answer this one before I answer yours.
Oh my God.
So wait. Are you comparing Brock Purdy to Aaron Rodgers?
No, I'm not.
Tom Brady.
But what I'm saying is, no. Let me explain. You're stupid. You play stupid. No, listen. Let me explain then. I'm gonna take my hat. I'm gonna start sweating. Aaron Rodgers is one of the most talented quarterbacks we've ever seen, right, guys?
Yeah.
You say Aaron Rodgers most talented.
Right.
Tom Brady has an average arm, nothing crazy. It's an average arm, good arm, but not great. It's not okay. Tom Brady has a great arm. All of a sudden now we're saying Tom Brady has a great arm.
You should. 2006, he was lighting up my fucking dog.
I'm not saying
this man last year led the NFL passing yards.
Look at the greatest arms, the greatest arm streaks like that. Tom Brady's not one of the greatest arms. He has the number 1 arm.
Okay, that's fair.
He's smart and everything else, but he's not the most talented. Aaron Rodgers is way more talented, we can say, right?
That's fair.
He Super Bowl rings. There's more talented quarterbacks.
That's fair.
There's been other guys we can say are more talented than Tom Brady, right?
That's fair.
But you rather have Tom Brady. Why? Okay, he gets the job done when it matters. And if Brock Purdy gets the fucking job done and they win, I'd rather have the guy who's more sustainable than a talent.
So if they lose this week, what happens?
I still going with him. I haven't seen Trey Lance play but 2. You've seen Trey Lance play 1 game and a half. And he hasn't looked good in either one of those. He's a rookie. You're saying you're a player. He's a rookie still in his 3rd year.
Which is okay.
How do you? You tell me this. As a team, this team rallies around.
I will say,
Brock Purdy.
I mentioned it.
This team not rallies around Brock Purdy.
I mentioned it earlier how creepily weird it is that as Brady's kind of pushing out of the NFL, this Purdy kid comes out of absolutely nowhere.
But this team rocks with like they actually like this guy. You tell the team actually rides for him. So what I'm saying is going to next season. If you want to say the season ends this week, he has to be the favorite to get the job because he's done more than Trey Lance.
But also you gotta think, bro. It also comes with experience. You gotta look at Trey Lance. Trey Lance had a few years at North Dakota State. He went pro, obviously. Doesn't have that many starts under his belt. Brock Purdy is a man who played at Iowa State for, I think he was for 4 or 5 years in college.
Yeah.
Why does that matter? Get the job done.
It's still, he has more experience.
I don't. That's good.
That's what I'm saying. That's why. That's
okay. The Niners took the Niners
win now team.
That is the point. I'm trying to make.
That's why people question the Trey Lance trade or the pick because they were a win now team.
The Trey Lance, they wanted somebody who can move out the pocket and run.
But that's the point I'm trying to make, Javonte. Is that's why Brock Purdy looks better than Trey Lance right now because of course he has more experience. So coming in, he was automatically.
And also, I mean, here's the thing about the Niners early on in the season. Players were wanting Jimmy Garoppolo to come and play because Garoppolo at that moment gave them the best chance to win. Because people weren't ready to see Trey Lance grow and develop and waste the window.
He could be a good player.
He
this
could.
Team just ready to win now. They're not in the development
and I'll admit, Purdy, given the situation he's in, he hasn't messed it up.
Think about it. He gives you everything Trey Lance will give you, right? Maybe he's not a stronger arm, but he can move at the pocket. He can run. He can make the throws you need him make. He throw all the throws. Maybe not the strongest arm, like I said. Make all the throws. Cheaper. Let's not forget that part. Cheaper. The teams right around. You're about to play for the NFC divisional game. You might go to the NFC championship with this guy. How do you not say that's our guy going forward? He's still cheap.
They're in a situation.
I wonder. Didn't the Chiefs think the same thing when they had Alex Smith, who did the same fucking
that's
thing
not
for
the
them?
same. But that's not the same.
Far in the playoffs?
No. I'll explain.
I mean, okay, so I'll admit I actually disagree with you, Andre, because I think with Alex Smith, you knew the ceiling.
Yes.
Alex Smith, I know he had that great, MVP year. But Alex Smith, you knew the ceiling was.
You don't know Brock Purdy's ceiling?
I don't know it. I'll agree with that.
How old's Brock Purdy?
Based on, 5 games. I don't know.
Alec, think about this also. Most guys are backup quarterbacks come in and what do they do with them? What do they do with backup guys? Like Cooper Rush even.
23
years old. How old is Trey Lance? They dink and dunk, right? They play small, dink and dunk, run the ball, right? They're letting Brock Purdy sling it Brock Purdy's slinging the football. How old is he? About the same age. So development-wise, they're still developing. Don't give me that damn 5-year development. 22 and 23 about the same age.
Well, it's not, Trey Lance had little to no experience at college.
Okay, but this guy also has been going back
And the Trey Lance pick was all on potential.
Yes, and that's the problem. This team and that fan base is ready to win now.
That's
can't
true.
tell me you're going to take a guy.
I didn't agree with the trade up when the Niners picked
No,
him.
but I'm saying even now though, this guy has done so much and he's slinging the ball. It's not like he's playing dick and ducking. They're relying on Chris McCaffrey, of course, and stuff like that. But he's also a threat because he's moving it vertically. They're moving the ball vertically down the field.
You know why I got a problem with it? Because you try to take another brother out of a starting job in there.
I'm ready to go play on another team. You know what? Why don't y'all put these
That's the problem. That's why I hate it.
Why don't you put that brother down to Miami? Why don't you put that brother down to Miami? Why am I going to get him? Why am I going to get him?
Javante, you're killing the narrative.
I know, right? Go put him down to Miami.
So we don't replace one brother with another brother? We don't take brothers don't take other brothers' jobs.
Send him down to Colts. All I'm saying is,
we take the white man's job. That's what we strive for.
We've been talking this all week, bro. And I know you're strangling like you make no damn sense. If that was his quarterback, he would not be that rage, bro. He would not be saying Brock Purdy should be the guy, bro. He just biased as hell.
Let's quickly.
Sorry, guys. I've been getting kicked off.
No, that was hilarious.
I'm getting tired of these narratives that are getting spread by Dak Prescott, the Cowboys, by a lot of people spread a lot of narrative about Brock Purdy. We gotta start knocking this stuff. You see what he said?
That may have been
he's Pat Mahomes.
That may have been the most fun segment we've had ever.
Why Pat Mahomes get Pat? Because he's Pat Mahomes. Oh hell no! That's what we doing now. That ain't no argument. This is a debate, argument, sports show. We talk about he's Pat Mahomes. That's what 5-year-olds say. I don't hear that shit.
Motherfucker, that's the only argument I need to say. It is Pat Mahomes.
Get the hell out of here. That's only Pat Mahomes. That's like when you be getting mad McConkey doing that shit with Tua.
What are you talking about?
Because he's Tua. You be getting mad McConkey.
No, I have a problem.
Shout out my man McConkey. Shout out to my man Tony.
What's up, McConkey? I haven't seen you in a while. Anyway, no, I have a problem.
McConkey did that same shit.
No. I have a problem with McConkey because McConkey will say Tua's ass, Tua's trash. But this motherfucker be talking about Baker Mayfield this, Baker Mayfield that. Come on, my guy. Come on. Doesn't matter. Come on, my guy.
Baker Mayfield the playoffs.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Come on, my guy.
I'm just saying, bro. Go ahead. Go ahead and get to the next segment.
Let's get to these picks and we'll wrap it up on that note. So
you wait to work. Y'all goddamn, you gonna have him late to work.
Oh, it's no worries. We'll
hey,
get
boss,
there.
Man, it's DeAndre's fault why he late.
We'll get there. No worries. So very quickly, we got Jaguars traveling to Arrowhead, taking on the Chiefs, 1 seed against the 4 seed. Now the Jags magic was there last week. Will it be there this week?
No, it will not. It will be Kansas City. Sorry.
Because of Pat Mahomes.
Because of Pat Mahomes. That's all. That's all I need to say. It's Pat Mahomes.
Because of the quarterback. I'll take the Chiefs as well. I'll take the Chiefs. Yeah,
I think it would be closer than a lot of people think. I think that defense will get after it and really put some pressure on them.
I think the Jags will make it again.
Yeah, I do think Chiefs still win though because I think they just have too much on their offense. And Andy Reid, I think he's a great coach. I think they'll have some for him.
I think the Chiefs. Not the Chiefs. Jacksonville's receivers are really going to challenge that secondary. As far as getting open that separation,
the Jags will hang around.
Yeah, they'll hang around. But.
All right. Giants at the Eagles. Saturday Night Football.
Eagles by 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, Giants, yeah.
Giants.
GG.
New York Football Giants because I like the running game. I like the I like Brian Daboll over Nick Sirianni.
I mean, talk about upsets of upsets. 6 seed against the first set. I like this.
I saw the stat. The Giants, when they get the wild cards, last time they did that, Super Bowl.
Last 2 times.
Yeah. So they're just a little different.
I like the Giants.
I like the Giants that game.
All right.
Well, hold on. Weren't they a wild card that year that they had Odell Beckham and the party boat?
No, they won the division. I thought that year.
No, you're right. You're right. You're right. Okay, you're right. We'll give you that.
Aaron Rodgers. It's Aaron Rodgers. That's different.
Okay, so up next, Bengals and the Bills, a rematch of the game we didn't get.
It's been a great game, yeah. I see DeMar Hamlin's doing a lot better though.
Yeah.
I'm going Bengals.
Give me the Bengals. I think Cincinnati, in the moment they were very for Buffalo and all that, but I think deep down, I think the players were kind of pissed because they were up 7-3. They were about to march down the field again and kind of make a statement in the AFC. And, Cincinnati should be the home team, I think. But I think they're gonna make the statement this week.
And Josh Allen's been kind of scary to me.
That's fair. That's true.
I mean, I think both of these teams come into this game. They both came into their first wild card games against teams that they were favored to win heavily. Like Baltimore. It shouldn't have been that close because playing without Lamar Jackson. Miami shouldn't have been that close playing without Tua. So both these teams kind of have something to prove this upcoming week.
For sure.
Buffalo's playing for a lot, especially with DeMar Hamlin. They got the home field. So it's tough, man. That's a toss up for me.
You trust Josh Allen over Joe Burrow this week? Josh Allen's been turning the ball over a lot. Fumbles.
Give me Joe Burrow.
He's been very inconsistent. All right, take Joe Burrow.
Yes, but since he's without Jonah Williams, their left tackle, he dislocated
they will be.
kneecap, that could be a huge problem for Cincinnati. So I'm taking Buffalo.
Okay. And then to wrap things up, Sunday, Cowboys at the 49ers, a rematch of last year's game.
Go first. I know what he's going to say.
He might be conflicted because now he's on the anti-Purdy train.
Hey,
He's
Tony, Makai, Cowboy Nation. If he chooses the Cowboys, y'all going home. I'm with y'all this week. I'm with y'all for we going home if he chooses us.
Well, I guess they go. I guess they going packing because I'm choosing the Cowboys.
Oh no!
Oh,
Why? You don't like the Cowboys? He was arguing for the Niners the whole time. Now you want to choose the Cowboys?
What you talking about? I was arguing for the Niners the whole time.
Oh, now you choosing up, bro.
The Purdy talk turned him.
If anything, I want the Niners to lose because I want Purdy to go out. I want Purdy to.
Hey, Javonte, that's big agenda right there. That's big agenda.
Okay, go ahead.
DeAndre's thinking big brain energy.
No, but I take a lot of what Dallas did in that week versus Tampa Bay. They looked really good. They looked impressive. So I don't know. I like we talked about earlier. When Dallas is at its high,
that's the best team.
They're one of the, they're probably the best team in the playoffs.
And
so.
I think, having said that, I'll take the Cowboys as well. I think, as we've all mentioned, when the stars line up right and that team is on focus at 100%, that's the scariest team in the playoffs, and it's because of number 11 and
88.
CeeDee Lamb has become that wide receiver 1.
Mm-hmm.
So when the Cowboys, I'll take the Cowboys.
Yeah, but they still losing to Philly the following week. So
if they beat the Niners, I'm taking them to beat Philly too.
They'll go all the way. I think.
I think Niners the favorite. I think Niners the favorite to come out of the NFC. That's the juggernaut right there. That's the best team in the NFC.
Yeah.
For most people would say. I'm going with the Cowboys as well. I think that their line played actually better when Jordan Peterson got hurt, which is kind of crazy. Jason Pierce got hurt. My bad. Jason Pierce got hurt. Actually played pretty well. I like their running game. I think they established. I think the best way to stop Bosa is probably to run at Bosa. But that Cowboys, like you mentioned, the Cowboys is probably the best thing that the Niners have faced, offensively and defensively.
Yep.
And I think if the Cowboys are able to get up ahead by a couple scores, I think it puts Brock Purdy in a weird situation where he has to start slinging, and that's when you can let your dogs loose.
Yep.
And just pin the ears back and rush them. But they're going to get back there. They're going to put some pressure. That's a great offensive line. It's going to be a great game. That's the game I'm looking forward to the most. But I'm taking the Cowboys also.
But Dak has to be careful.
I'm getting Cowboys, Giants in Dallas, NFC Championship.
Hey, that might be something to go to.
Dak got to be calm, cool, collected this week. He can't make.
Gonna be lit.
He can't make any of those panic throws over the middle because Niners they have
that goes with Kellen Moore's play calling though.
Yeah. But the Niners they are a team that they capitalize off this shit, especially when you have a guy like Talanoa Hufanga, who makes plays over the middle, especially in him and Fred Warner as well. So.
Those DBs gonna be tested though.
Yeah, they'll be tested for sure.
But also, that's the thing that's funny about this game because it's like the Cowboys have guys in their defense that can make plays like Diggs and guys like that. So to
be honest, it kind of just goes to who plays the most
clean football.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, not even clean, but physical football.
Yeah,
form of football. Because Niners, they're a physical team. Can Dallas match it?
The history's there between these two franchises.
I think last year they'll play a big part too. Because last year
Dallas wants to prove that last year
they came out playing the Gremlin song. They gotta make up for that.
Yeah, I agree. I think. Like we've said, I think if Dallas, everything is lining up right, that team is the scariest team for sure.
I like them on the road as an underdog. I think they come in with a different mindset.
They do.
There's some great games.
I think this is a good first show back, boys. That was low.
Arguing for Brock. I'm not a Niner fan. Arguing for Brock Purdy and stuff. Shout out to Niner Nation.
Look at you, Javonte.
They're gonna start showing me. I'm not getting love from Cowboy Nation, Niner Nation. I'll get love from everybody now.
Look at you.
This man probably the biggest Brock Purdy. I know.
Oh, here you go.
Yeah, but hopefully we'll get Makai and Tony rolling in here soon.
Yeah, man, I miss my dogs, man.
Yeah, we'll get them back on as soon as the schedule's lined up. We'll get all that figured out. But shoot, man, until then, always a pleasure. Great to be back with these guys here in the studio. So this is the Final Drive signing off. I'll see you guys next time.